Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Your home for the Ole Miss Rebels. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM welcomes you to the Peter Edmiston with CJ Hurt. The first hour of the experience is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Hey, what? No, what? Welcome. That's what. Welcome in to a brand new edition of the Peter Edmiston Experience featuring Peter Edmiston as Peter Edmiston, CJ Hurt as CJ Hurt, Max Vincent as Maximum Security, and all of you as the people.
Gotta love the people.
Welcome. How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Max, put your earbuds in. There you go. How you doing over there? How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing just fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's important for people to know, in fact, whether or not we are doing fine. And we have established so far that, yes, in fact, we are doing fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, today, you can expect a beautiful day. Right, Max?
Yeah, from the look of it right now,
Well,
it's pretty beautiful outside.
not so fast. Because later in the afternoon, you got potential for some storms, buddy.
Now you just ruined my day.
Well, you know what I'm asking you to do now is to carpe that diem. Seize that day right now rather than wait for it later on, because later on you may have some storms, particularly those of you in Eastern Arkansas. There may be a little more severity to those, our listeners out there. But you will see potential severe storms later on this evening. So bear that in mind for those of us like me that have soccer practice later on. Gotta keep an eye on that.
Do y'all got like a phone tree, a team mom who calls everybody else, or
No, just text change.
coach? Oh,
It's always text change.
Oh, I forgot that we had moved that far.
Oh, yeah. It's much easier.
Into society.
Much easier now. I used to have to do that when I was coaching. I used to have to make the phone calls and all that stuff. But now there's a extremely large text chain where everyone is right there, and that's where you look and say, oh, geez. And I've got my texts. Like I'm okay at texting. I don't like to be interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got all my notifications on my text pretty much off. And I'll just periodically check my phone, and if someone's texting me, then that's fine. Because I don't want to hear bing dongs, zip, vibrate. All I don't want to hear it. You know, whatever. If it's the only person that makes a noise is my wife. If I hear a noise, then I know. Okay, all right. Well, that's one I need to make sure I check.
That's beautiful.
Otherwise, there's no noises on any text.
That's beautiful.
Because I'll believe me. Over the course of the day, I'll look at my phone many, many times. So if there's a text that's coming, I'll see it. Chances are I'll see it relatively quickly.
I mean, in my experience, texting you do see it.
Yeah, I do see it.
It's almost like I have a nice little noise when the text comes through.
You
don't. Sure?
You don't. But like I said, I see it and I take care of it. You can text me now.
I am going to text you now. I want to see.
Watch what happens.
I will. Okay,
this is very exciting. Now, CJ's text. You don't have to send me a whole text. Just send me a very short text.
No, I'm going to give you a whole soliloquy.
You are talking
in
to
this
me.
Text.
So,
I don't get a lot of text.
Now you said, now watch what happens. Okay.
Watch
really closely.
Nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's happening.
Keep watching.
At all.
Yeah.
So when we were texting about donkey butt, like you would just.
This is what happens when you text.
This is what happened. Huh.
See that right there?
So I seen you texts about soul rolls. Like that is what happens.
Mm-hmm. See this?
So when I text you and tell you,
I'll show this to the people here. If you're watching on Facebook, that's my phone. There's no notification. Oh wait, there is a notification, but only because I moved the phone.
So when I text you and tell you not to interrupt me on Saturdays because I'm watching One Punch Man and Baki, like that, none of that happens.
Yeah.
Like no vibrate, no noise, no nothing.
But see,
That's interesting.
I see this little thing here when I pick up my phone.
Okay.
And it says a little text thing. So I said, okay, who texted me? And CJ, hey.
Oh,
I said, hey, see.
nice.
So now I picked up the phone. Now I'm aware of that. Now I can choose to go, yeah, okay. And put it right back down.
The only person who texts me is my wife. So pretty much,
I text you sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you when we talk about Baki and the like. So yeah, it's fine.
So
I know if you're texting me, it's important because nobody wants to talk to me.
No, that's true. But that's why I make sure that I text you. Sometimes I text you back during the show. So anyway, that all of that is to say that I don't want to be interrupted, but I do want to be interrupted by all of you because, quite frankly, I'll just be honest with you again. We can't take your phone calls. I don't know what's going on. We're as frustrated about it as you are. I can assure you. Probably much more so. But it is what it is. Apparently there's a issue with the phone company or some kind of a larger issue that's out of our scope. I'm told. I have no idea. I'm not the engineer, so I don't know. But I know we've got good people working on stuff and they can't figure this thing out. So or maybe they can and they can't control it. Either way, it's something that's unfortunate. But here we are. So just telling you, we can't take phone calls, which means our guests are going to have to be in studio. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, we have guests in studio today.
Who?
Well, first of all, our friend Greg Hines. 8 o'clock. Greg's going to come in as he always does. That's nice. We're going to talk a little golf with him, including, I mean, none of us did anything picking wise.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Greg is the ultimate arbiter. He's the one who keeps the score. But I'm pretty sure nobody picked Max Homa to win the.
He was going to be my next pick. I was definitely going to pick Homa.
So right,
he's my homie.
I'm sure he is now. Now that he's got big check. I'm sure you and he can be
good friends.
Very, very tight.
Yes.
We'll talk to him also about Tony Romo getting a sponsor's exemption into this week's tournament.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Tony Romo will be playing. Will be part of the tournament. Not in the pre whatever celebrity shootout, all that stuff that they typically have, like the scrambles and all that stuff. No, he's going to be in the event, the actual event. He's getting a sponsor's exemption to play. For real. Could win the thing.
Could he?
He could. I mean, he's probably not going to, but he could.
I'm taking Tony Romo first pick. I can do that, can I? You
can.
Okay.
He is in the field. So I if you take him and he wins, then whoo! I don't know. You might just win the whole thing at that point. We might just stop altogether. We might just stop picking and just call it. If you picked Romo and he won,
that would be it.
That'd be it. That'd be good.
That's the walk off.
That's it. That's
what I'm doing.
None of us have any chance ever of doing anything better than that. So there you go. So we're going to talk to Greg at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Isaac Simpson of Rivals Tiger Sports Report going to join us. Is he coming in?
No.
He's not?
I don't know. I haven't texted him yet.
Oh.
It's kind of early.
I thought he was coming in.
Thought he was on the phone.
Now,
Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't break it. I didn't know.
Text him right now.
It's been broken.
I'll text him and see.
When did it get fixed at any point between our last conversation and this one?
I thought we had it fixed last week.
Silly of me to be optimistic on this thing. I'm a constant optimist.
This is the same conversation. So yeah, I'm peeling the curtain back now. Yesterday, I had Amori Sankofa, my colleague at The Athletic, set up. And I said, he's on the phone. And TJ's like, the phones are, come on, man.
I did.
It's exactly what he did. And now he has done the exact same thing that he ripped me for yesterday.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Unbelievable. Well, now it's on you, buddy.
Gosh.
I fixed my issue. See if you can fix yours.
I'll see. I'll shoot him a message.
Okay.
I might even give him a call.
I think that's probably good. I'd be okay with that. I think that's a great idea, as a matter of fact. Thanks for bringing that up.
No problem.
You can text it at 67129. That's really the only way you can get in touch with us right now. Other than twitting. Twitting.
Got to get that twit going.
Can I tell you
Twit
something?
us.
I got a, like, one of those deals where I bit my tongue or something, and I got a little, like, swollen part. And so, like, certain words are hard for me to say right now because it, like, hit and it kind of hurts. So, tweeting apparently is one of them where I got. So if you hear me say something strange, it's probably because my tongue is slightly. I got a little. I don't know what happened. Like it's sometimes you take that bite and something. I don't know, but it drives me nuts because then once you bite your lip or your tongue or something like that once, then it's going to swell up a little bit, which means you're going to bite it again probably, and it just becomes a whole thing. It's very annoying.
Strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
Strongest what? Per capita? Per what?
Yeah, per capita. strongest
per
muscle.
Atom,
strongest muscle per capita is the tongue.
Because I'm pretty sure it's not the strongest, just period.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I could push anything.
No. Max, when is tongue day?
Oh, geez.
We doing tongue ups, tongue curls, tongue presses.
You don't have to answer that.
He's not paying us any attention.
My concern here is twofold. One, that Max isn't paying attention to what you're asking him.
Sorry, I had to turn y'all down on my end so I could hear what was playing over the computer.
What? And then number two, between yesterday's attempt for you to touch and squeeze Max's pecs, and now you're asking.
I'm just saying they were popping
about his tongue.
Tongue regimen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm definitely calling HR. 100%. We're definitely calling HR.
Saying,
Max, I got you, buddy. You can, if you need to take this all the way to the top, I'm right there with you. What he's doing is ridiculous.
People want to know. People want to know Max's workout regime.
No one wants to know.
They want to know how many tongue presses this man can do.
No one wants to know that.
Tongue curls.
I don't know how you do that.
Tongue extensions. Tongue rolls. Max is over there doing it right now. That's why Cameron needs to be over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So that's Max's regimen. You can tweet us
or
at
tweet
Peter
us.
Edmiston, at Conradicalness, or at Max Vincent 95. Ugh. Jeez, great.
Maximum security is
maximum security is maximum. Vincent is right there. I mean, it's just so many good ones, but Max wants to stick with the terrible one, so that's fine. It's his business. So you can hit us up there as well, and of course on the text line at 67129. Last night we got a little situation brewing in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little issue happening because the Raptors spanked Philly, gave them a dusting on the behind, took them to the proverbial woodshed, and went to town to the tune of 125-89. That is a 36-point shellacking. It really was not even all that close. The sort of midway through the third quarter and on, it was obvious that Toronto had just broken the will of Philadelphia. There was nothing left in the tank for them to do other than to lose, which they did quite a bit. It was very, very ugly. And to give you the statistical highlights, it was a very balanced effort from the Raptors. Pascal Siakam looked healthier. 25 points for Siakam, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. 21 and 13 and 4 for Kawhi on a very pedestrian 43% shooting, and 0 for 4 from 3. Terrible game for Kawhi. Awful. 11 points, 5 rebounds for one Marc Gasol. 19 for Kyle Lowry, who continues to kind of just very under the radar be hugely important for the Raptors. Meanwhile, on the Sixers side, Joel Embiid yet again is sick. I don't know what the deal is with Joel Embiid in this series. It's a very strange. The saga of Joel Embiid in the series, I don't understand it. But he once again is sick. this time with something, an upper respiratory infection or of some sort. 13.6 rebounds, 8 turnovers for Embiid in 31 minutes of play. Ben Simmons, 7.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers for Ben Simmons in his 25 minutes of play. And, Jimmy Butler with 22, but the Sixers lose by 36. They're on 3-2 in the series. Got to win the next 2 to advance and don't look anything like doing it. What are you got to start, I think, with Joel Embiid, CJ. I don't think the man is faking it. That seems weird that you would fake an injury or fake an illness or something, but I have no other explanation for what in the world has happened to a guy that in the same series has had 33 and 10 and was dominant and now looks like he's never seen basketball before.
He was sick or injured at the start of the series. He comes out game 3, like you said, 33-10 and 5 blocks. It's like, oh, he's healthy now. Here we go. And then he has 2 games that are duds, and we're trying to figure it out. And illness is the only thing that makes sense. But if he was sick at the start of the series, got healthy middle of the series in game 3, I don't know what illness causes him to be sick the next 2 games. The 2 games after the 33-10 and 5, he's had combined 24 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. That is in 2 games. Not 1, but 2 games. Like, there's something wrong with him. That is not just Toronto, give them credit. But that's not just Toronto adjusting. That's not just Marc Gasol playing better on defense or Serge Ibaka doing a better job coming over and helping. That is Embiid. Something's not all the way right with him. And he and Ben Simmons, I don't recall Ben Simmons doing anything in this series just offhand. I don't know where he's been or what's going on with him. He's got a clear size advantage over Van Vliet, over Lowry, over pretty much everybody but Siakam. He's got that size advantage. He should be able to get to the rim and attack at will. But like Simmons and Embiid last night, they combined for 7 turnovers in the first half, which is more than their total field goals and assists, which was just 6. Like, the 76ers can't win if that's the way those 2 are playing. Those 2 aren't playing, let alone at a high level. If they're playing at that lower level, they're losing games. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, yeah, 13 turnovers between them, 20 points between Embiid and Simmons. I mean, this team has been taken over to a large extent by Jimmy Butler and by his whole thing. And Butler played okay in this game. He's not defending very well. You saw Embiid get dunked on by Kawhi, pretty nasty dunk at that. But then in the you watch him over on the training or sitting on the bench, and Embiid is just struggling, like he can't keep his head up. And then he's I know he's getting roasted by the guys on TNT for like looking at the stat sheet, which just seems weird to me. Like, I don't know, he could be looking at any number of different things on the stat sheet besides his own stats. I have no issue with a player looking at the stat sheet during a game, no matter what the score is. If you want to see why you're getting completely destroyed, I bring a stat sheet into the locker room after every game, and players look at it all. I mean, that's what they do. Doesn't mean they care about their individual stats more than the team. You just want to see what's happening. You want to know why are we losing so badly?
I don't know why we're catching this ass whooping. Like, who is responsible for this whooping? Because Kawhi's only got 20-something points.
I mean, you don't know how many turnovers you have
on Kawhi. Yeah.
You don't know how many turnovers you have. You don't know what your assist numbers are like off the top of your head when you're playing the game. So yeah, I got no issue checking that. But to watch him, he's obviously in distress. I don't have a doubt in my mind that the guy is legitimately sick, although he's not going to be treated that way.
No.
And is not being treated that way by Sixer fans and by the rest of the basically internet at large.
You don't get to stunt on people when things are going well and not catch that heat when things go poorly for you.
That's true.
You don't get to run around like an airplane after doing a windmill, begging fans to cheer you on some more, egging it on, talking bad about people, calling folks nobodies in previous series, previous games. And then when you are playing poorly, you don't get to avoid this. You got to take it.
I mean, that's unfortunate. That's the situation, but it's not his fault. Well, at least health-wise, it's not his fault. But I mean, listen, I don't care. Like, I'm happy that Joel Embiid wants to stun on people. I'm happy that he wants to.
Yes.
And he seems to be the kind of person that can take it as well as dish it out.
Yes.
So cool.
That is good.
You should take it.
Yes,
When
please.
Drake is, and God knows Drake, somebody needs to stunt on Drake, and I guess a few folks have over the years. But he's over there doing the airplane, like while you're, it's got to be humiliating. And it's got to suck, especially if he says he's got upper respiratory infection that is not related to the diarrhea that he had earlier in the series. What is happening to his body?
It's failing him.
Dude, you're falling apart.
Get a multivitamin. Oh, Max, what are you looking at?
The Flintstone vitamins.
Wait.
What's he looking at?
I don't, Max, what are you looking at? Like, tell us what that is, Max. They can't
Sports
see it.
Illustrated.
Oh, okay. The swimsuit? Okay. I just look up and Max got beautiful women on screen. You're like, Max.
I mean, I can't see a screen, but I don't blame him.
Thought he was gonna do tongue exercises right here. But I don't know why he's not taking vitamins. Why aren't they pumping him full of stuff?
Get those Flintstones vitamins, my man.
Got to get the Flintstone vitamins. Dino. Dino was my favorite.
It is a mess.
Dino was great, right? Yeah, Dino was great. Fred was orange. I never liked Fred. I didn't rock with the orange Flintstone.
As a kid, no. I don't remember having any. I don't remember any I didn't like.
The orange one definitely stood out.
I liked them all. We'll take a break. We'll come back. On the other side, we'll talk a little more about this series and where we go from here. The other one as well, where the Nuggets put a whooping on the Blazers.
There was 2 whoopings last night.
It was not. We've had a really good second round for the most part, but not last night. We did another pivotal night tonight potentially. And we'll talk about that too. Greg Hyde's coming up at 8. I don't know about 9 o'clock. We'll see. It's on CJ. CJ's got to fix this problem. It's like somebody let a cat in there. Back after this, we continue live from the Family Leisure Studios here at Real Sports Talk Sports 56 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
It's happened again. Miramichi, that heaven in Woodstock, 15 miles north of downtown Memphis. Miramichi has been made the #1 public golf course in the state of Tennessee. 15 minutes from downtown, all this natural beauty, this very tough test of golf is there for you, and it's #1 again. They've improved again, too. They've made changes. They always do. They want you to have the best golfing experience you could possibly have, and they keep on making these adjustments. They've knocked down some trees. They made it easier. They have better conditions with grass. The greens, outstanding. And once again, they are #1. I also should tell you they've got new golf carts, and they've got these cool little things where you hook up your phone, it'll charge, and at the same time, you've got GPS on your phone. All kinds of innovation and a world-class golfing experience at Miramichi in Woodstock.
Be sure to visit Frontier Western Store for the perfect Mother's Day gifts. You can't go wrong with Frontier's amazing selection of boutique-style clothing. Thousands of tops, tunics, and dresses in stock, with many just $14.99, available from small to 3X. Much requested maxi dresses are now back in stock also at $19.99. Need another idea? Try a printed t-shirt. Frontier has recent arrivals by Girly Girl, Puppy Love, and Simply Southern. You won't find a better selection of novelty t-shirts than at Frontier, starting at just $16.99. And there's so much more at the store. Thousands of in-stock boots by Ariat, Circle G, Dan Post, Durango, as well as fashion sandals, hats, fragrances, purses, and wallets, jewelry, and other accessories. Select Simply Southern jewelry pieces or buy one, get one free. Not sure what to grab? Grab a Frontier gift card available in any amount. Trust me, she'll love it. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all three. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab-stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone need to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Hey,
Up the ground. What's our day today? Is it
I guess we're calling this Dirty Rap. I don't know.
Wild Wednesday?
Wild Wednesday. Let's wild out. Wild Wednesday, baby.
Wild Out Wednesday?
Wild Out Wednesday.
All right.
Go get it. Scrub the ground. Yes. What a classic.
Classic. 67129 on the text. We are in the Family Leisure Studios. If you want to join us via the text line, you can. We can open up the phone lines all we want, but it will not matter because you cannot use them at this point. So Max, go ahead and open those up and then close them back up and then open them again. Just keep doing it over and over. We will talk. I got later on because I know that Joel Embiid is catching a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of heat today. A
Mhm.
lot of smoke, a lot of heat, a lot of stuff happening. And rightfully so, to an extent. But I'll tell you later on in the show why that's nothing compared to what's something else that's going on. So other folks catching a lot worse heat than
Wait, who else is
JoJo.
catching heat?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Because I'm all the way here.
I'll tell you.
But everybody else catching smoke.
I will let you know.
Okay. I can't wait.
Later on in the program, as I mentioned, Greg Hines coming up at 8 o'clock. I've also told you guys have got to understand. And I want you to, this is very important. Now, that's why I'm going over it with you. If you got issues, like, maybe you've got your credit cards, you're good with credit cards, but for the most part, you've been good, but maybe you had 1 or 2 months where things got a little out of hand, things got a little crazy, had a couple of unexpected expenses. That stuff happens from time to time. And maybe you got a little balance on the credit card that you don't like and that you just can't quite get rid of. And you've been paying that regular, just the kind of your regular basic payment. Lord help you if it's just the minimum payment, but you've been doing that for a while, and it not only is it not going away, it's getting worse. Well, that's where Lightstream comes in, because you don't have to be sweating this thing out and being stressed and being kept up at night. Let Lightstream handle all of that for you. You can be smart and pay off that credit card balance with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream, fixed rate as low as 5.95 APR with auto pay. That is wild. And think about the double digits that you are paying right now. That will save you thousands in interest. You can get a loan from $5,000 all the way to $100,000, and there are no fees. You could even get your money as soon as the day that you apply. Lightstream is a division of SunTrust. Of course, you know that you can count on them, one of the nation's largest financial institutions. And if you want to save even more, listeners to this program get an additional interest rate discount. All you got to do is go to lightstream.com/Peter. That's lightstream.com/Peter. lightstream.com/Peter. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Peter for more information. Again, go to lightstream.com/Peter, and you can save yourself thousands to get that credit card debt under control. So Raptors take a 3-2 series lead. Marc Gasol on the cusp of his second conference finals appearance. One of the few. There's not too many off the top of my head that I can remember that did the Western and Eastern Conference finals appearances. If that were to be the case for Mark, there's a few. But not too many. Even like LeBron, for example. He's only been on one side, but not the other. So you got to think about that for a little while. Who's been
AI? Did they
Nuggets
get there?
team make the
I think so.
conference finals? I think.
I'm not sure.
I know there was one that did. I don't know if it was his or not. Could be. There are. I mean, I'm sure there are several. Shaq certainly.
Whoever followed Shaq, Gary Payton.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Did Jason Williams? Did he? Wait, did they get? Never mind.
No. He was gone for the Kings when they made it. So anyway, Mark Sill's on the cusp with that. Joel Embiid is catching a lot of flack, but who's kind of not really catching
Ben Simmons?
much? Ben Simmons. Exactly. Now, what is Ben Simmons? What is his role here? What is he? What is it that you do here, buddy? Because I'm struggling to figure this out. He's a obviously very talented player, but he's not doing much. He goes entire quarters sometimes without really being noticed, and he's not playing the kind of defense that he's capable of playing. So he's not giving you much on that end.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly on the offensive end, he's incapable of so much as even really taking a 3-point shot, much less making a 3-point shot. So he really messes up your spacing to a large degree. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I think he's a very talented player, and they've committed to a maximum extension for him. But maximum extension for like in these matchups, what are you getting from him?
And he's been able to kind of stay hidden. I don't know how we haven't been noticing this more and pointing this out more. Right? We talk about what Jimmy Butler has given. We talk about what Embiid has given and has failed to give. But Ben Simmons, up to this point in the series, has gone completely unnoticed. And some of that is him. Some of that, he can't shoot. So if you pack the paint, like he's not going to do anything. He's not a threat from the outside. So then what does he give you? What good is he out there on the court if he's not constantly attacking the rim? And in his matchup, from what I've seen, he's been the one Kawhi has been on, right? And it seems like the Raptors are willing to say, hey, Jimmy will try and slow down Embiid as much as possible, but even if Jimmy eats and Embiid eats, we're going to make sure Simmons doesn't. And we'll see if these two players without Simmons can carry you guys to win. And so far in the series, that's what's led to them being down 3-2.
It's I don't know the way that he plays. He is certainly a talented defensive player. He's certainly a good distributor. He plays hard. Those things are all there. But when you have such a lack of shooting, and you have a team that's really reliant on that kind of individual creation. So like Jimmy Butler ends up with the ball in his hands a lot, creating off pick and roll stuff like that. Well, then what is Ben Simmons is not off the ball. Like he can't go and spot up for a shot.
Right.
Then no one respects you. He can stand out there all day and it's catch and shoot. Go have at it, buddy. Guy's taken 17 3-pointers in his career and missed all 17. There's no reason to.
He just needs to see one to go in. Just one needs to go through.
I'm sure most of us are like heaves at the end of the quarter, and so I imagine there's been probably just a handful in an actual game that are actual 3-point shots that you would take. That he's taken in the playoffs or in this series. CJ, here's what he's averaging: 9.5 points, 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2.5 turnovers, 1.5 steals per game, shooting 55% from the field, but only on 8 shots. Hasn't taken a 3. Has only taken 3 free throws in the game in the entire series, and has only made 1. No, taken 4 free throws, and he's made 1. In the entire series, 1 of 4 total.
Like,
what is that? I mean, that's
bad basketball.
That's
Peter.
nothing. That's you're getting. So I mean, Joel, like I get the flack from Joel. That's fine, no problem. Like he deserves it, and he's going to get it, and he's a big target because he talks a bunch of mess, and so you're going to catch it. I got that, but to me, Simmons is the one who's what are you giving us, man?
He is the one that is carrying the least amount of weight of that group. You know, Jimmy Butler's out there. Embiid had game 3, so no matter what, we can point and say, hey, healthy Embiid gave us 33, 10, and 5, or 33, 14, and 5, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That Ben Simmons hasn't had a game like that in this series. He hasn't, and he hasn't punished anybody. They haven't been able to take advantage of some of these matchups to really punish the Raptors for keeping Kawhi on Ben Simmons.
You could put anybody on Ben Simmons right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Siakam on him, because all you got to do is keep a foot in the paint. Make him, if he wants to take a jump shot, if he wants to take a 3, let him take it.
Again, look at the difference between, we talk about Giannis, who, can't take, is not known as a 3-point shooter, although, he's put up decent numbers in this postseason, versus Ben Simmons. And again, Giannis is just that much bigger, just that much stronger. Mm-hmm. And you can't get away with the kind of stuff that you can get away with Simmons. Simmons has been played into, mostly irrelevance in this series, which for a guy that's on pace for a max extension and everything else, that ain't going to work. That's one of the reasons why this Sixers core, whether it is Brett Brown, and there's talk that if they lose the series, that Brett Brown could be fired. That seems fairly harsh, but I think Brown has made a couple of good moves in the series, but he's also made some bad ones. It's been kind of a weird series for him. Mm-hmm. But the thought would be maybe that's the problem. Maybe that Simmons, this core group, because they're committed to bringing back these guys. They've said that when they acquired Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler both, knowing they were going to be, unrestricted free agents, you're going to have to pay to keep those guys around. It was going to cost you. You're going to go into the luxury tax. But they've committed that this is their core group: Simmons, Embiid, Harris, and Butler. Okay, well, if that's the case, maybe you got to change something. So the only thing you can change is the coach at that point. So maybe that's why Brett Brown gets the axe.
And we see it happen sometimes when teams underperform, where you're not getting rid of the players. So in the NBA, you get rid of the coach. Giannis can just go to the rim. He just goes to the rim full steam, and you get in his way, he's going to dunk on you, right? Ben Simmons, I think he should be able to do something similar, like force the issue. You don't want to take jump shots, I understand, but you can't be out here giving your team 9 points. Like that's not enough. He's got to find a way to get to the rim and really force the issue and become an offensive threat. Otherwise, they're going to lose this series. And they're probably going to lose this series regardless, because they're down 3-2 now. But Ben Simmons, this series has been just awful. And he's, for reasons unbeknownst to me, gotten away with it.
Well, I'm saying now we need to figure this thing out. Because, I think he's a good player, but those numbers are inexcusable. And while Shaq and Chuck and everyone else are just, bagging on Joel Embiid, at least Joel Embiid has a, some kind of a medical excuse. I mean, there is some reason for it. Whereas I don't see any of that for Simmons. And Tobias Harris is not having a great series either. I'm not sure exactly what it is that he does for this team either. Kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. He's not really giving you that one thing that you can really count on with him. But I mean, again, at least there's some level of productivity there. You're getting, Simmons took 5 shots.
Like it can't be that.
It can't be that. I mean, it's five shots, and Redick took 6, which is also inexcusable. Again, they're not getting these guys the looks that they need. But I point the finger directly back at Simmons and Embiid, and Embiid's taken plenty of flack. I don't think Simmons has taken his share. We'll talk about the other series when we return. Also, get you set for, I think, like I said, I later on the show, you want to hear people catching serious criticism. We'll do that. Plus, a little look at history later on as well. So much more. So all of that is on the way as we continue here live from the Family Leisure Studios. It's Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Where Memphis comes for real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
We deliver tickets, team merchandise, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more. FedEx Delivery. Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
Wow, this is amazing.
It really is. I can't believe Sweetgrass managed to completely renovate the restaurant in just over a week.
I loved it before, but
It's even better. It feels new and like it's always been like this at the same time.
there are even more great choices on the menu. All these great small plates and tapas, things to share.
We're going to be doing a lot of that soon.
It's like Sweetgrass got everything all fresh and perfect just for us.
It's a good thing, too.
Why?
I've already booked Sweetgrass for our rehearsal dinner.
Perfect. Don't make a habit of planning wedding things without me.
Understood.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting that Five-Ash Roofing is the best roofer in the Memphis area. But did you know, Five-Ash Roofing is the only diamond-level roofing professional in this area. We are one of very few roofing companies in this area that have been in business for 20 years. We have never had a justified complaint against us. We are locally and family owned. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingle. We are experts in insurance claims. We do residential and commercial work. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis and a proud member of the Tigers home team. We support local youth sports and St. Jude. We have worked with churches and veteran services to help those in need by providing services at a deep discount or even for free. We do most of these things anonymously because it comes from our heart. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
And now, a page from the diary of Flo.
Dear Diary, there's something about protecting people's homes through Progressive that inspires me, because I just had an idea for a book. Well, it was originally an idea for a movie based on a play inspired by a podcast. But the idea is how you can save when you bundle home and auto. Might not be the best idea for a book.
Save an average of 17% on car insurance when you bundle home and auto through Progressive.
Maybe a radio commercial? Guess we'll never know.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The Can-Am Spring Fever event is on now with our family of off-road vehicles that are built for this. We're built for seeing the sunrise and for days lasting past sunset. We're built for trails, tasks, and tough times. And we're built to move you through what won't move. So how do you become built for this? By getting to the Spring Fever event at Olive Branch Motorsports, 5656 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and finding a brand new Can-Am off-road vehicle for a $3,000 rebate on select 2018 models for limited time. Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See your dealer for details.
Finding a good Mother's Day gift can be tricky year after year. Flowers are gorgeous, but they only last a short while. And candy has so many carbs. What in the world should you get the mothers in your life? I'm Heidi Schaefer, Chief Operating Officer of the Skin Clinics, and I have a perfect solution for you. A gift certificate to the Skin Clinics. Always the right size and color, and something for every mother, wife, sister, or beloved aunt in your life. And we have a little extra gift for you, too. Buy a $100 gift certificate and get a $10 gift certificate for free. Buy a $50 gift certificate and get a $5 gift certificate for free to be used on any product or service at the Skin Clinics. The mother in your life can get what she really needs, from super effective sunscreens to cool sculpting to liquid facelifts. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th. Take the guesswork out of Mother's Day this year and get a gift certificate from the Skin Clinics at any of our locations. 901-345-SKIN, 901-345-SKIN, or visit us online at theskinclinics.com.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Hey,
Wild Now Wednesday.
I thought I saw a putty tap.
You wanna start?
I just want to put a leg in there.
If you want to do that, you want to put the leg in there. You want to start twerking. You want to start freaking. You want to start doing whatever you need to do in your car.
That is some freaking music.
Yeah,
right,
you can do all that as you're driving to work or at home, whether you're alone or with friends. You know,
yes,
it's more fun with friends, really.
I don't know how you hear that song and don't put a leg up and just get it.
It's impossible, I think. But maybe some people do. I hope not, though. It's Wild Now Wednesday. Feel free to send in your texts and your requests. As always, we are an open request program.
Very much so.
on that. But you know, the genre here, we're working with A lot of Miami,
69
Florida
boys.
rap. 69 boys.
2 Live Crew.
95 South.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Freak Nasty, Quad City. DJs,
Freak
maybe.
Nasty.
That we're in that area.
I thought about getting a tattoo that said Freak Nasty Freak. So it would be Freak Nasty, Nasty Freak.
And then you thought better of it?
No, I'm too poor to get it. I'm going to get it.
Well, you could just start.
I'm going to get it on my neck.
Why don't you get it in like installments? Maybe get Freak. Or maybe you should start with just Nasty.
Just Nasty.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then,
Then add the 2 freaks.
Yeah, right.
Got you.
Or maybe you don't get, maybe the money doesn't come in, you just stay with Nasty. Either way, just to walk around with a tattoo just as Nasty on it. That's fine. Was that Sean Connery? Sean Connery a guest on the show? Is that what happened?
Nasty. That's the only word I can say like Sean Connery, by the way. I can't say anything else like him.
It's a good one. Last night, Denver beats Portland 124-98. Nikola Jokic, just another 25, 19, and 6. Is he now better than Joel Embiid? Probably. He's certainly playing better than Joel.
Yes.
Right
yes, he is.
Because he's not, he doesn't have diarrhea. So
well, we got to get him diarrhea and get him a respiratory infection and let's see what's going on.
That number one is a big bonus. And it's tough. This is a tough situation because I respect Enes Kanter and the adherence to his religion. He is Muslim, and the month of Ramadan means that you go through daily fasts. And as a high level professional athlete, daily fasts are not a great way to maximize your performance, to say the least. So he did not, play well last night. He won't blame it on that, but I can't imagine that's that's helpful. But it goes back to one of those things where you have to respect someone who is devout and who believes what they believe and who's willing to sacrifice. It's an awkward situation for your team, knowing that you know that one of your guys is going to be diminished, and you know why he's being diminished, and you hope people are mindful, understandable of that. Same thing with you had like Sandy Koufax, I think, with pitchers who wouldn't pitch on the Sabbath. Jewish pitchers who would observe Sabbath wouldn't pitch. Okay, well, you respect their adherence to it, but it's at personal cost. I mean, that is a sacrifice that you are making for your religion.
Man, that fast ain't got nothing to do with Enes Kanter getting worked. Enes Kanter's not good defensively. That's what it is.
He's had a really good playoffs.
He has.
He's had really good playoffs.
But he's had a good playoff against Oklahoma City Thunder and Steven Adams. While Steven Adams is great, it's not like Russell Westbrook was. We talked about this. He's not giving up the ball to his teammates. This is a series where the matchup really hurts the Trailblazers because not only is Jokic doing work, they can't hide Kanter on Millsap either. So you need a big who can play some defense, and Enes Kanter isn't that guy. And that's not on the fast.
Nurkic would be interesting to see if Nurkic, if Nurkic
was healthy. Yeah. That would help them tremendously in this series. This isn't on the fast. Although I agree with you wholeheartedly, adhering to that is remarkable, and everybody going through Ramadan. My brother's going through it right now. He loves it. People who do the fast, they love doing it because it brings them closer spiritually to their God. And not just people who follow Islamic teachings, but Christians and Jews as well. You got to fast. That really centers me. That really gives me a sense of purpose. One of the more remarkable things is people forget Hakeem Olajuwon was Muslim, and he was giving folks work in the playoffs during Ramadan. For some, it brings out something different in you. And this was a late enough game. Kanter ate. Kanter got some food, got some fluids up in him. Is he healthy though? Like, what's going on with his shoulder? Because that overtime game took a lot out of Kanter. You just see him in the locker room laid up with his arm basically in a sling type position with minus the sling. Like, hey, I'm hurting, but I'm going to keep going out there playing, keep going out there competing because that's what I do. I mean, it's Kanter, damn it. So, like, how healthy is he? And if he's not near 100%, going up against somebody as talented as Jokic and as physical as Millsap, they're going to feast on him. They are. And I don't know what Portland can do to curtail what those two bigs are doing to them right now.
It is going to be tough. They need to get huge performances from Lillard and McCollum in Portland, but I wouldn't surprise me. The series, going 7. I think that's the Nuggets. Their last series went 7. This one has all the makings of going 7, so wouldn't shock me a bit for Portland to get the win in Game 6, come back and finish it up this weekend in Game 7. I know, my policy on baseball, which is
how many pitches have we seen?
I'm
Is it time? Hey, Max, get the counter out.
The pitch count time.
We got it.
Again, we're for those that don't know, we're keeping track of all the pitches we're watching live on baseball in baseball games this year. Not highlights or anything like that, but actual live pitches of live games. And I can tell you that my count is still up to 0.
Okay.
But
I've watched 10.
10.
Oh,
okay.
And I'm still at what did I tell you the other day?
25? 22.
I watched 3
22.
more. 22.
Okay. So 25 now?
3 more?
25. Yes. I watched
So
3
35 total.
We're at
35 total. That's not bad. It's probably more than I thought.
Peter, you are the Ben Simmons of this big 3. Step your game up, Peter.
I told you I'm not. I told you my policy on this. It will have to be an accident if I That being said, I'm not immune to discussing baseball or watching highlights or recaps. And in doing so, I've come to the realization that somebody threw a no-hitter last night.
Get out of here.
Did you know that?
Look at that.
Mike Fiers.
Oh, good old Mike.
You, like most people, don't have any idea who Mike Fiers is.
Mike. He plays for the team in the MLB. He pitched a no-hitter last night.
He did. What team does he pitch for? What team?
What
was that? The team that he pitches for.
He pitches for the Oakland, Atlanta, Tampa, New York, Boston, Detroit.
What was the first team? What was the first team?
Huh?
What was the first team?
The Oakland, Atlanta.
Yeah, you got it.
Detroit.
You got it. Oakland.
Oakland?
He pitches for Oakland.
I knew he pitched for Oakland.
If you just stopped with Oakland, you would have gotten it right. You would have somehow stumbled on the right answer.
To string all the cities together. The Oakland, Anaheim, LA, New York, Boston, Washington, but Oakland. Okay,
you just stick with Oakland.
Just stick with Oakland. Okay.
It was in Oakland. They had a delay because the lights didn't work at that piece of garbage stadium, and there were about 10 people there apparently to watch it because their crowds are terrible. But if you were there, and I cannot imagine that anyone listening was there, then you saw a wonderful bit of history. Mike Fiers with a no-hitter. Threw a whole bunch of pitches. He entered the game with a 6.81 ERA in his 8 starts. It's the highest ERA for any player throwing a no-hitter who had at least 25 innings before the start in the history of baseball. So a 6.81 ERA is not very good. But he throws a no-hitter nonetheless. Very bizarre, strange, crazy. 134 pitches, which is a lot, I think. 131 pitches, excuse me, is a lot, but that's wild. So
what was his EPA again?
His ERA. The EPA is the Environmental Protection Agency.
Oh, I thought it was earned points allowed.
Yeah, no. Okay. As we've already said this, and people have made it clear, CJ, that you should just stop because even people that supported you at one time have now turned on you on this one.
Nobody supported me.
Oh, well, good.
Max did. Max got me.
Max has turned on you now. So
Max hasn't turned on me.
I kind of have.
Oh!
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. It's time. It's time. I've explained this to you very, very, very well. There's been no issue at all. No confusion.
It's not
It's not
PBI.
different.
It's not
No.
EPA.
No.
It's not home points.
As I said, feel free to read any article on baseball or any discussion of baseball and see if you can find the word points. Just look. Do a quick Google search. Hit that Alt F to find in your article. Alt F and type in points and see if it comes up. Pretty sure it won't. So just I'd say just take the L on this one, Joel.
Max.
Joel Embiid over here.
You hurt me.
We got Embiid over here. He talked a bunch of mess and now he's just have to take it.
I'm healthy. I don't have the run.
Yeah. But you got the L though.
I got the points.
I'm gonna call you CJ Hurl. Because we got to put that L on the end instead of CJ Hurt. CJ Hurl over here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 begins with Greg Hines. We'll talk about Tony Romo playing golf. What? Yep. We'll do that. We return on The Experience. Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
In the year AD 303, the Roman Emperor Diocletian issued a decree which he hoped would extinguish the spreading flames of Christianity. One of his primary objectives was the seizure and destruction of the Christian scriptures. Later that year, officials enforced the decree in North Africa. One of the targets was Felix, the bishop of a village near Carthage. The mayor of the town ordered Felix to hand over the scriptures. Though some judges were willing to accept scraps of parchment, Felix refused to surrender the word of God. Roman authorities finally shipped Felix to Italy, where he paid for his stubbornness with his very life. On August 30th, as the record puts it, with pious obstinacy, he laid down his life rather than lay down the Gospels in front of the emperor. I'm Shane Stanford with Christ Church Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
The Family Leisure. Great outdoor sales happening now. Want to add a swimming pool to your backyard? Or how about finishing off your outdoor space with new patio furniture? Then all you have to do is visit Family Leisure. All new outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, and pergolas, they're all in. Plus, special pricing on all in-stock hot tubs. Mention this ad, you get a free pool float with your purchase. The great outdoor sale at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Get up first thing, smoke a cigarette before lunch, after lunch. Now that I'm talking about it, I kind of feeling like I've lost about 4 hours of every day. I decided I needed to find an alternative. So I started looking, and then Juul came up. I did both for a while. Eventually I just switched over, and it's very quick.
Mimi made the switch July 2015. Make the switch at JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You know, the weather is getting better. That's where this comes into play. No question about it. We celebrate those Daisy Dukes. It's that time.
Boy.
Get those Daisy Dukes.
Get them out, baby.
Out of the closet.
Get them. We still rocking Daisy Dukes, aren't we? We still
are
rocking
we?
them Dukes. I don't know. We have switched as a society to the athleisure wear for women when it gets warm
with the yoga
out.
pants and the leggings. So, I don't know.
Pretty designs on those pants. I love them.
either way, it's great. But yeah, it's going to be beautiful today for most of the day, and then it's not going to be. So that's your weather report for today. Right now, it's about 70-ish.
You are quite closer than many weathermen get on that.
That's exactly. It's going to be great until it isn't. Later on this afternoon / evening, expect some storms rolling through, potentially severe. But based on my information, which is gleaned from looking at my phone, it doesn't seem as though they're going to be all that severe. But you never know. You never know, right? I mean, make your preparations right now. Just go ahead and get yourself taken care of. That's Greg Hines, by the way, that you heard that voice momentarily. He's, of course, joining us. Windike.com, Windike Country Club, Greg Hines, the man himself, to talk a little bit about the beautiful game of golf. Not the beautiful game, that's soccer, but the beautiful game of golf, which is what we're talking about today. How are things over Windike, my man?
Everything's good.
Everything's good?
Greening up, man.
I
How
hope
can
so.
it not be?
I hope so, man.
How can it not be? Today is a perfect day to play golf, Peter. The Windike area, no rain until 5:30, 6 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's
Play
what
golf. I mean, come on.
What did I just tell you? What did I say?
After last Wednesday, when you told everybody how bad the weather was, it turned out to be a great day to play golf last Wednesday. I mean, I don't know, Peter. You're 50-50, which is better than most weathermen right now.
Pretty good.
So,
I'll take it. I'll take that right now.
But things are good. We had a good weekend. It's Mother's Day coming up.
That's right.
We're getting close to opening the pool and getting ready for the summer season.
I like the pool.
Yeah,
they got a great pool over there.
Okay.
Little snack. You got a little snack bar right by.
Somebody stick my toe in.
Pond water might be good for you.
They got some drinks over there that are excellent. By the way, they got the slushy machine working.
Slushies.
There's a slushy machine.
Slushies. You gotta have a slushy machine. You can't have a pool without a slushy machine.
The slushy machine is in full effect.
Very clearly, I've not been to the pool.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get that slushy, and
gotta have a slushy.
They got some special little slushies you can make.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean special? Like red, brown, blue? Like what?
I mean, like grown up slushies. You know what I mean?
Oh,
now we're getting somewhere.
I like the grown up
slushies. Brown slushy.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the Coke slushy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a big fan.
We've seen the brown slushy.
They always had the cherry Coke machine and the icy. The icy I used to do.
Oh, okay.
The cherry Coke icy is all right, but cherry's the way to go on your slushy.
Ooh.
Just FYI, cherry's your flavor.
I like the orange. See, when I get the one at Windike, I get the orange.
Well, we have to go do a little taste test.
Yeah, we definitely need to get over there and taste test the slushy.
Once that thing starts firing up, that's exactly. You kick back, relax, enjoy it. And we saw last week. None of us picked Max Homa. What were we thinking?
Did you just call him Homo?
Yes, he did.
I did not. I said Max Homa.
I swear he said Homo.
I did not.
Max Homa.
I said Homa.
Former NCAA champ. Show some respect, Peter.
Bit respect on his name.
I mean,
guys,
he does go by Max.
Guys, all I said was Max Homa. I said the same thing every time. I said it off the air and on the air. You can go back and listen if you want.
Max, the producer, can you go back and replay that where he said Max Homo?
We're reviewing this. This is under review.
Under review.
Either way, you guys have said it like 3,000 times in the middle of it, which right.
Peter, we know how important it is for you to get it right, Peter, and that we should go to the video monitor on this.
Yes, definitely should. Definitely should. After you made us review what I said that day, do you remember?
You can review it if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, we're reviewing this.
Okay.
All right.
Do it. To what end?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's
what are you reviewing it for? I mean, you're welcome to review it. I don't know what you're reviewing it for, but okay.
I was going to pick Max. Max was like the next guy I was going to pick.
If he'd have had his walk-up music picked,
yes,
definitely had him.
If he had came out to all kitty, he would have definitely been picked.
Where did where did he come from? This is a guy that last year I think missed something like 15 of 17 cuts.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, he made $20,000 on tour 2 years ago. Last year, he went to the web.com tour and got the final spot to get back on the PGA Tour in the last tournament, finished 15th. So Max is laughing. I think we win.
What does the replay say? Is it confirmed? I thought I said homo. So.
I can't with you, Gray.
All I could say, CJ, is when they named this thing the Experience,
Yes.
They named it right.
Yes.
We're not sure what kind of experience it's going to be.
Yeah, we don't know.
But they named it right.
On any
It's
given
an
day,
experience.
on any given day, you have no idea what you're going to get
At all.
So he comes
Yeah, but
in.
He played at Cal, I think. Won the NCAA individual. I mean, he's an accomplished player, top of the world. Sat 2 hours on a critical putt on Sunday. Got a little 63 on Friday. I mean, what a good weekend for the man.
Well, it was one that he probably wasn't sure would ever come. You know, you never know, and it always goes to show you the depth of the fields that you've got guys like that can always perform. And there's probably, no knock on him, but there's probably in every field of 156, your standard tour field, 50 or 60 potential Max Homas out there.
Absolutely.
They're just waiting for that 1 week for the whole thing to burst. And, we've seen it here in Memphis a few times.
Absolutely.
The Fabian Gomez's of the world and all that.
That's right. I mean, he's got a tattoo on his left wrist that says relentless. And he said no matter what, he wasn't going to give up. And you got to give him credit for that. And, I mean, he was like 70th in putting prior to this, and he putted out of his mind, which just goes to show you that you just never know when you get that flat stick hot, what you can do.
Well, I think now when you get that win, it changes everything for the guy. It changes his demeanor. Gives him
go after it a little bit.
You can now that a lot of guys
2
you
years
see
guaranteed
get that victory and they kind of push forward a little bit more, which is fantastic.
I mean, he's part of that class that Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas grew up in. They played together in Walker Cups and Junior Walker Cups as kids. And I mean, he's an accomplished player. He's a name that we may hear a lot from in the next few years.
So why does it take that one? Is it just a mental block thing? Like, hey, I don't know if I can't do it until I do it, or is there something else behind it?
I think a lot of it is confidence.
Okay.
A lot of it's confidence. I mean, the difference typically to me between a guy that's, makes it on tour and a guy that doesn't is really, I mean, there's really two key stats if I were evaluating a player I'd look at: proximity to the hole, hitting his irons, and putting. And to me, those are the two things that really kind of make or break a week. If you want to look at Rory's week, he had proximity to the hole was pretty bad for him. But he putted decent. So, Roy, I think, is encouraged with his putting after this week. Said he got confused between his 64 degree that he used at the Masters and his 60 degree that he normally likes to play with. Messed his yardages up, messed his brain up. It just goes to show you, I mean, I'm saying that kind of somewhat chuckling, but the reality is it is confusing for, guys that are so dialed into a number or a shot or the way to do things, and they try and change it, and they practice for that Masters for a long, long time getting there. So Rory said all this week would be about hitting 60 degrees, getting ready for the PGA, getting the 64 out of his mind.
If he can't figure it out, what chance do the rest of us have? I mean, this dude.
Some of us don't think about it that deep.
I wouldn't have thought so, but I mean, if you for a professional golfer, I mean, it's a massive difference. 52, 56, 60, 64. These are, 10 yards here, 5 yards there. That's an enormous difference.
Well, and I think a difference between a 52 and a 56, or even a 56 and a 60, the 64 takes a lot of. It's just you hit it totally different. It rides up the face totally different. It's sitting so wide open that everything you do with a 64 is just, it's magnified. It's totally different than any shot you're going to hit with any other type of golf club. In my opinion, at least of course, it's well documented at Windyke. I have struggles with wedges occasionally. So
it's well documented.
A 64 would definitely
well
not.
Documented.
A 64 would definitely not be anything I would ever choose to attempt.
So now the big news this week, as we get set for next week's PGA Championship, which is crazy to say, but it's true. Next week is the PGA Championship at Bethpage.
Isn't that crazy? Also,
it is. It's
awesome.
It's weird. It is. I look forward to it, but it's very strange because we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. So these guys are getting set for it. I don't know how the Trinity Forest Club is going to prepare you for Bethpage Black. I'm not really sure about that, but I do know that a lot of the bigger names are going to be using it as kind of a preparation tool. And one of the biggest names of all is not going to be using it as that in any way, shape, or form. He's going to be playing on his home course. He's Tony Romo. Tony Romo in the field getting a sponsor's exemption, 10,000 to 1 on the odds. If you'd like to go ahead and lay a wager that Tony will pull off an improbable victory. First of all, before we talk about him as a golfer, what he's playing on his home course, he gets a sponsor's exemption. Do you think he should be in this field? Is this taking a spot from a more established golfer, somebody who's using this to make a living? Tony is just basically playing around at this. He's very good, but he's playing around. Should you be allowed to do this?
Personally, I mean, that's well within the right of the tournament, obviously. There's nothing wrong. There's a lot of people who are golf, look at a guy like a Max Homa and say, I'd rather give it to a guy like that. But their field is not as top-notch as it usually is. This is a great local draw for them. Here's a guy who has attempted to play in 2 other tournaments, I think Honduras, somewhere overseas, or one of their foreign locations. It's kind of in the November stretch every year. And, he's not made the cut at either one. I'm not sure what his chances of making the cut here are, but I don't put it very high. But I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you need the fans, you need the numbers, you need the opportunity to make the revenue, to put on the best performance for your fans you can put on. And as far as that field goes, Thursday, Friday, there are going to be a lot of people fired up, get out there and watch Tony hit some shots.
How much harder is it for, Tony Romo's, he's a, minus golfer. I mean, he's below scratch. I mean, he's a good golfer, really good golfer.
Right.
I'm sure at Trinity Forest where he plays, that's his home club. I'm sure he dominates the men's scramble and the, mixed scramble and all. I'm sure
sometimes he plays against Jordan Spieth.
Then there you go. he may beat Jordan Spieth at this point, based on how Spieth's playing these days. But how much more difficult is the setup for this course? Like, he plays it all the time, but now he's playing it under tour conditions. Is the setup that much harder for the event than it would be on an average, or even when you set up for a tournament, like you guys set up for the Dykeman or something like that? Like, you're setting up for a big event and you're making it kind of tricky because you want to challenge the best golfers that you have. How much harder would that setup be for him? Or is it just the pressure of the moment?
I think it's the pressure of the moment. I think it's pressure what you're at and what each shot means and how important it is. And look at Webb Simpson. I mean, he's had success at Quail Hollow, but it took him many years to get there. I mean, Lauren Roberts has never played fantastic here in Memphis at his hometown. You just don't see a lot of guys winning in their hometown. And I think it is the pressure. I'm here. I know this place. I should be doing better. I should play this at a great, and you just don't see a ton of guys play super, super well at their own home facilities. And I think, it's in a lot of ways, it's entertaining the people who've come to town to watch them. Now, it could be different for Tony. I mean, it's the fanfare for his golf game may not be the same as the fanfare for, a local golfer who a lot of people have invested money to help him get his dream and to get on tour and to do those things that you see. There's maybe not quite as much local pressure. Although fan wise, I think they're going to be all over him. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I told Dave 2 years ago, Wolo, on this show that when he said Romo was going to, make the cut at a web.com event, I said, no, he's not. And he said, well, he's going to shoot really good. And I said, no, he's not. And I think he shot 81, 80 or something like that and didn't make the cut. The pressure out there is totally different. Now, he's gone out and hired some people, and he spent a lot of time on his short game. He's hired 2 new coaches, and he's really working at this, 8-9 hours a day, just hitting balls. And he's been doing it for a couple of years now. So, and he's had enough competitive golf time that there's a chance I think he could luck into making the cut.
It was interesting to hear,
but I don't think he will.
When Steph Curry was talking about how he played, he's also a very good golfer. Yeah. Romo's probably better than Steph.
Yeah,
but he's very good. Romo's got a little more time. He's not actively playing, whereas Curry's a little busy these days.
Right.
But he said when he tried to make the cut of the web.com tour out there in the Bay Area, that he said he's never felt pressure like that before. It never felt he, as a guy that's been in all the stuff that he's been in, he's never felt that before.
I think
because it's golf is just different. Like it's you're the only person there. You're in total control. You have to swing this club back. You got to hit it. All these people are watching you do this one thing. In basketball, stuff's happening around you. You kind of react to it. You're the only person in control in golf. Nobody else.
I don't think you can draw a comparison in any sport to what being by yourself and thinking through your own thoughts is. Mm-hmm. And talking about Max Homa and his success kind of all relates to this, right? The closest I think you come in sports is the free throw line. The guy has to think about what he's doing. He gets to the free throw line and he thinks through, and maybe he even thinks about how important that free throw, if he hits 2 free throws to tie and to win, and those thoughts creep into his head, and how does he handle those thoughts and what does he do? Well, that's what you have to do for every single shot in golf, because you don't hit a shot, run up, hit your next shot. You walk to your ball, you're thinking about it, you're waiting on the group in front of you, you're thinking, all these things are going through your head, positive, negative. So Max Homa this weekend, he had a 2-hour delay on Sunday, CJ, and he's got a 6-foot putt, and he's about to go on the toughest stretch of the golf course, and called his girlfriend, called his coach. He said he didn't ask. He knew that he was close to the top. He knew that was the most important putt he'd had in his professional golfing career. And he never looked at a scoreboard. He asked his caddy as they walked to the green, "Where do I stand?" And he said, "You got a 3-shot lead." He went, "Wow, wish I'd have known that."
I mean, what you're describing in that situation is almost like when people try and ice the field goal kicker and just leave the field goal kicker out there to his
example.
Own thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, because it's one swing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one shot. It's one, piece. And, so many times, I mean, it comes down to a shot or two that you win or lose a tournament from. And you don't, you think about that every time you walk into a shot, and the pressure becomes so much different. It's not like, hey, I'm hanging around with my buddies and I'm laughing. That's a lot of fun. And those guys that shoot 68 and 69 and 70 doing that, I'm not saying that they're not good enough to compete on this level, but it's a different type of pressure. The meaning of the shot, the meaning of what's going on, all those things becomes so totally different.
Well, I mean, it's a similar jump for a different reason than like the guy that's, an unbelievable Division II, college basketball player, all of a sudden like playing in an NBA game. Like he probably could run around for a while and be okay. Like he'd look all right. Like he wouldn't look shockingly out of place. It wouldn't be like me running out there like, oh my God, what is this guy doing? Like this would be he'd look okay. But as you went further into it, you'd realize that this is not your level. You're not cut out for this. You can't do this for this long. And 5 minutes in or so, or well, probably less than that, when the opponent started realizing, okay, wait, we can take advantage of this guy, you'll see what comes out. Golf, obviously, you're only playing against yourself. But the longer you go out there and the more the pressure starts to build, the more it'll reveal, okay, you could play 4 or 5 great holes. You could probably be you might be 2 under at the turn. And then you start to realize, like, oh, okay, wait a second. And then like you'll just explode.
One final story, and I'll get off this kick. I mean, there was a great golfer who actually was a member of Windike, won the club championship many times, was a coach here locally for a golf team, and his name was Ronnie Wensler. He beat Jack Nicklaus when Nicklaus was 16 in the USAM. And one of Ronnie's kids, towards the end of his coaching career, came to him and said, "Coach, I want to go pro." And he said, "Tell me if you think I should." And he said, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Go out and play the Windike West from the forward tees, the red tees, play 12 rounds of golf and bring me the scorecards. He's like, "What?" So he brings him the scorecards, and the scores are from 65 to 72, and he's like, Coach flips through there and he goes, "No, you shouldn't go pro." And the kid's like, "What?" And he's like, "You should you're not making 3 and 4 birdies in a row. You're scared. You make a birdie, you make a bogey. You make a birdie, you make a bogey. You make, 2 birdies and then you make a couple pars. But you can't, those guys on tour, when they string it together and they go low, they go low.
Yeah.
63 on Friday. I mean,
Well, look at the qualifiers for the well, this year obviously will be different, but previously they played the FedEx St. Jude qualifiers.
Well, from the back tees at Windyke, I mean, 65 and 66 and 7 is only playing off ever. I mean, it's 63, 64, 65, 66. And to answer your question earlier, tournament wise, we do set the pins in some places you don't normally see them. Do that. There's going to be pins that Tony's never seen because these greens average almost 11,000 square feet. They're the biggest greens on tour.
So there's plenty of spots you can pick.
And here's where the fear comes in. Not a lot of wind on the weekend this weekend. It's supposed to rain a lot. This golf course was one of the best scoring averages of the whole year. They put a lot of birdies up because the greens are so big. And these guys, they read these putts so much better than a regular guy day in, day out reads putts. And I think that's what's going to be the difference is he may go out and make a few putts. I mean, even the ESPN article I read this week, the guy said he made one bogey where he missed a 6-footer for par and shot even par on the front side, one birdie and one bogey and, 6-footer. Well, 6-footer, those guys are making it something like 80% on the PGA Tour now.
You can't shoot even par. Even par ain't going to get it done. I mean,
even par ain't going to get it done. So, it's a different game out there. And those guys, they are not afraid to make 5, 6, 7, 8 birdies in a row. They're not. And most of us would be shaking and nervous. And
I mean,
oh my gosh, call my family.
Oh yeah.
Get the phone out and video this next one. I mean, so that's just part of it, I think.
And that's my issue when I go to golfing games. I really struggle to string together enough birdies in a row to really have a guy.
And that's it. If you put a PGA Tour guy
on a hole in one to get a birdie, that's they're all par twos.
If you put a PGA Tour guy on the front tees of the West, he's gonna
shoot
probably
like 59.
shoot 50. He's gonna shoot. I mean, his worst round is gonna be 65, not his best round.
Yeah,
so
he'd be angry with a 65.
It's a totally different. Yeah, I mean, 65, he'd be going, "Well, are you kidding me?" I mean, I know PGA Tour pros that play at Windyke West from the gold or the blue tees that aren't happy with 68s and 67s over there. So
it's because it's a different. You just have a different.
It's a different mindset. Yeah. I mean, totally different mindset.
If Steph Curry played against, if Steph Curry played in a, college game, he would expect to get 50.
Yeah,
that like minimum. Like that would just be if he scored 30 points, you'd be like, come on, man. That's all I got. How did these guys defend me? I only got 30. Are you kidding me? Like, what are these guys supposed to do? I mean, what would Shaq have scored against, like a college team back in the day? Like he would. I mean, it would be absurd. So,
CJ, how much time would you like to be alone with your thoughts every day?
Oh, I'm alone with them all the time. My mental mind strong, Greg. You don't know. Like I can handle being alone with my thoughts. It is super strong. I'd probably forget to hit the ball. I'd be so alone with my thoughts.
That's exactly right. All right, so let's make some picks. It is the AT&T Byron Nelson, a classic that has lost so much luster, unfortunately. When we lost Byron, we lost a lot of the folks that came to see Byron, which I guess makes sense. But nonetheless, it is what it is. And it's before the PGA, which has limited the field as well. But we're going to make these picks anyway, by God. And so let's do it.
Let's get it.
This is Peter's week.
Oh, geez. Great. What a great week to go first. Ugh. I mean, I'm going to take Brooks Koepka, but like he's not going to win. So
I'm so glad you did that.
I mean, I have to take him, but he's not going to win. So I
don't
even know why I did it.
I'll take a guy who seems to play really, really well in Texas. And you had him a few weeks ago in Texas, Mark Leishman.
Yeah. Yeah. The portly Irishman or the portly Australian.
He likes it there.
He does.
He likes it there.
All right, CJ.
Sung Jae Im.
Okay. Sung Jae Im, not a bad pick.
You got two, CJ.
And I got another one. Ooh. I'm going to go Aaron Wise.
Mm-hmm. That's another good pick.
Aaron Wise.
Damn right. You seem surprised by my good picks, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, because you pick terribly usually. So I am surprised, to be honest with you.
Wow. Coming from, man, he had one good year.
One
good year.
One and look, it's gone to his head. His head has gotten bigger. Didn't think it could do that.
Just watch it.
Hard to believe.
Watch it grow. Why'd you pick your guy Aaron Sayre?
Aaron Wise did win this last year.
He did. I found that out just now. Yes, that's why I picked him.
Why did you pick Aaron Sayre?
Shh, Peter. Don't give away my secrets.
Right.
He's going to be there.
Maybe I'm
Scott Piercy.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go Keith Mitchell. And I feel like this is a week.
Do you even know anything about Keith Mitchell?
Yeah, I know he's a good guy. Seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's already won one this year, so yeah, yeah, that's
true.
right. Yeah,
That's
that
true.
is true. Right.
That's true.
Take that. I got one more, and it's gonna be Tony Romo. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be. I gotta go.
I think it's fair before you make your
Hideki.
pick to say. I think it's fair before your pick to say anybody who picks Romo, we should give him 10 times his earnings.
Agreed. Yes, I totally agree with that.
I think
that
that's
changes things up.
fair.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair way to do that.
I think 100 times would be fine. No, I'm gonna. I changed my. I'm gonna take Jordan Spieth. Maybe this week is the week
I don't think he's in the field.
He's in the field.
He is in the field.
Yeah.
My PGA Tour app didn't have him.
He's in the field. Why is it the Jordan Spieth?
He is an 18-1 favorite.
This is the third time that we've said he's teed off at 1240.
Okay.
I don't think Greg likes Jordan Spieth.
Greg
Trying to help you out. You know, your guy last week with Drew, that was one of your guys.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to help you out, Peter. You know, it's the kind of guy I am.
That's how it is.
Wow. Give me Ryan Palmer.
You can have him.
Thank you. So nice of you.
I'm gonna take Rory. Sabatini, baby.
Yeah. We had you all fired up there. I knew he was going on that one.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I'm so sorry to apologize to Abraham and Sayre.
I wanted Abraham, but Rory was in there. I couldn't pass on Rory.
I thought Abraham was dead to you.
I'm going to give Abraham another shot here.
Windike.com, that's where we need to go. There's a guy named Kramer Hickok in the field, which it's a shame we didn't take that guy.
Is that Alfred's great grandson?
That's Hitchcock. This is Wild Bill Hickok's grandson. Go over, check the pool, check the fabulous courses. And you've got 54 holes of magic right now?
Absolutely. The 18-hole par 3, which is outstanding place to learn the game, to have fun, to improve your game. It's awesome. Nobody else in town has it. Another 36 wonderful 18 holes where you can enjoy or challenge yourself as much as you like. And 754-1888, Windike.com. Give me a call. Love to talk to you. Love to show you around and tell you how Windike can be a part of your family and your recreation this year.
Thank you, Gregory. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week for the PGA Championship. That's Greg Hines joining us. We'll take a break, come back. I got, like I said, you think Joel Embiid had it bad? He's nothing. There's nothing compared to who took it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear who's taking it big time.
We'll talk about that when we return here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want. And of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the tea tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The tea tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts. When you think about James Davis, you think custom fit. You know about Stan Shirts. That's the company that revolutionized custom fit. You take 3 measurements, and a week later, you get the perfect shirt. It starts at $98. I've gotten several. My neck fits correctly. And they've added big and tall this spring to go along with everybody else. And that's the only place you can get them. So they did the same thing with suits. James Davis is now doing custom fit suits starting at only $695. And you've got 150 different fabrics to choose from. Besides custom fit, well, James Davis is the home of performance fabrics. Those Paul Battendley suits are still hot and still 2 for $795. Regularly $595 a piece, and they come in classic or slim fit. They have performance fabrics in shirts and shorts and pants. You'll love the 5-pocket slacks. They move with you. James Davis Menswear in the Laurelwood Shopping Center, now celebrating spring.
Now that it's spring, there are more reasons to go downtown than any other time of year. Between Redbirds games, shows at the Orpheum and the Forum, and other downtown venues, this is the time to plan ahead and make time to visit Memphis's premier dining destination, 117 Prime in the heart of downtown. Whether you're just going to swing in for a specialty drink you can only get at Prime, or some oysters from the best oyster bar downtown, or have a leisurely perfect meal before you go someplace else. If you're going to be downtown, plan to spend some time at the best restaurant downtown. Plan to spend some time at Prime.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. I have been told one of the worst things people have to do is find a contractor for a home improvement project. And I get it. Everyone claims they're the best. Everyone claims their service is the best. Everyone claims their warranties are the best. And everyone claims there's no reason to look any further than right here. Well, that just isn't true. Everyone should always talk to several contractors. Everyone should verify what they're being told, and no one should ever be pressured into making a decision before they're ready. Five-Ash Roofing, best products, best warranties, and the attention to detail you deserve. But don't take my word for it. Verify it for yourself. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. The official roofer of the University of Memphis, and now a proud member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. That's 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
All right, back with you as we continue here on the Experience. Real Sports Star Sports 56 87.7 FM. I'm Peter Edmiston. That's CJ Hurt with us. Thanks again to Greg Hines. Max Vincent on the other side of the glass, taking care of all the wildness. The Wild Net Wednesday continues here on the program. And texter, by the way, CJ, just to rub it in even more, a texter named John Harden says, OMG, I'm so upset. You're my former producer, CJ.
I never
baseball is runs and dope, which I don't know if that means baseball is runs and dope, like as in people are doing dope while they're
like dope batted in DBIs.
No, I don't think you're batting it in.
Okay.
But John is correct on this, of course. Baseball is runs. Thank you. Much like Joel Embiid in the bathroom, baseball is runs. We should always just think of it like
too soon, man.
So Joel, I mentioned Joel. Joel's taken a lot of flack for a very lackluster performance, but he's apparently sick. He's got some kind of respiratory infection, also diarrhea. Who knows what else? Guy's body's falling apart. But that's nothing compared to what happened yesterday. A miracle in Liverpool. Miracle. As Liverpool down 3-0. Remember we talked about it last week with Leo Messi's amazing free kick to give Barca a 3-0 lead going into the second leg. So that means that Liverpool would have to beat Barcelona by 4 clear goals, and Barca couldn't score in the process. So you'd have to. It was like if Barca scored a goal, then they'd have to beat them by 5 goals because of the away goals rule. But 4 goals without them scoring. So 4-0 was the only score that they could really advance with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened.
What?
They beat them 4-0 yesterday to advance 4-3 on aggregate. And this is, Leo Messi, who after this game was crying in the locker room. The team was like, they just looked defeated. The crowd was unbelievable. And if you watch the emotion of this game, like watch the highlights and just watch this crowd at Anfield. You know, I'm not the world's biggest Liverpool fan, but you have to. They were just incredibly loud and emotional. People freaking out, losing their minds, and how could you blame them after seeing something like that? A historic, something you will never, see anything quite like that. And so I mentioned
4 goals,
yeah,
and didn't score not a one.
All they had to do was just not lose 4-0, and that's exactly what they lost by.
My God!
And the last goal was on a corner where Liverpool caught them basically napping. Like Barcelona was not ready; they weren't prepared. They took it quickly and kind of snuck it in on Divock Origi with a beautiful finish off of like a nice little Trent Alexander-Arnold pass. And he just kind of caught them like they weren't paying attention. Like so that made it even that much more insulting.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about getting a beating from the public and from the press? Barcelona this morning, oh my God, it is bad. So let me give you some of the highlights here. Said this is the blackest page in the history of Barcelona on one newspaper, and they just printed a black page. The headline, the greatest humiliation in history. So that's this disgrace will go down in history, wrote one journalist. Shame. There is no other adjective to describe this. The biggest failure in Barcelona's history. They were torn to shreds, exposed, destroyed, ridiculed. This is a disaster, a debacle, a blow of gigantic proportions. They were soulless. A monumental failure.
Is that all one headline?
Yeah, this is all in one. These are all various. They said that.
Did they not see J.R. Smith not call the timeout last year?
They said insecure, erratic, unrecognizable, overrun, disconcerting, indolent, strange, catastrophic, impotent, invisible. He's a ruin, says one. He says everyone has to go.
Did they not see?
Said Barcelona were pathetic. As if the only thing in their heads was a monkey hitting a drum, like in The Simpsons, possessed by ineptitude, shame marking every goal. A soulless team led by no one, full of doubt, stupid, sad, inexistent.
Did they not see Pete Carroll decide to throw forward?
As scared as the little lost boy on a beach looking for his mother.
Good God.
As defenseless as a featherweight facing Muhammad Ali's fists. A rag doll in the hands of Liverpool.
What else would you face of Muhammad Ali?
So that's bad. that's
You think they might be overreacting?
That's about as bad. I mean, if they are not, then so while it may be bad for Joel, I don't see a lot of like a monkey hitting a drum, a soulless team led by no one, stupid, sad, impotent. And I mean, this is rough. The press in Spain are not afraid to
go get them,
lay it out there,
get after it a bit,
just to go to town. But it's terrible. I mean, it would be like, this is the equivalent of. I'm trying to think. Like if you're, I mean, 28-3 in the Super Bowl was pretty bad.
Oh God,
I mean, yes. they're still, the Falcons are still catching that one from
everywhere,
and they will continue to
for life.
But this would be like
3-0.
It would be 3-0, and it would be like 3-0, and you were up by 25 at the half of Game 4. Like it was just like, how do you keep losing? This is crazy. So I don't know. It's very hard to compare sport to sport, but it's just the most humiliating exit for a team, and particularly because Barcelona has such a huge history. I mean, this is this is a team that's won. Messi's won 4 Champions League. He's looking for his 5th. As a team, they've won more than that. It's one of the great clubs. One of the most as a franchise or as a team or sport or whatever. Like Barcelona is one of the most well known and highly regarded in the world. They're one of the most valuable top 2 or 3 out of all the sports and all the teams in all the world. So for them to suffer this is particularly galling.
So this is.
It's bad. It's bad. So what I'm saying is it's very bad. Again, soulless, debacle.
What was the one where impotence?
Impotent. Yes. As scared as a little lost boy on a beach looking for his mother.
That is great.
Woo! So not good. But if you should check it out, and it was superb to watch. I mean, absolutely insane how emotional and wild it was. And I will tell everyone, this is why soccer is unique, because of the timing of everything, like how it builds up over the course of a game, and when the goal hits, like the emotion, because it's been building up for a while, and the rhythm of the game is different. You know, it's just it's a different game. I mean, like basketball has, baskets are scored on a regular basis. There's a rhythm to it, but it's a faster pace. In football, it's like, you got to play, stop, play, stop, play, stop, play, stop. It's got its own rhythm, but again, it's not continuous. But like in soccer, it's continuous. There are ebbs and flows. There's exciting moments and not exciting moments, but it all kind of keeps flowing into each other. So, and it's really hard to score a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like even,
let alone 4.
Yeah, like
in a game.
Even when you're playing, like, a lot of times they'll train like 10 on 0, just with an open goal.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to actually score the goal. Like, you got to be. You're outside the box. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not always easy. But you throw a couple defenders in there. It's very tricky. It's very hard to score a goal in soccer. So when it happens, the emotion is like,
Oh, didn't your kid drop a 4-piece on him?
He did.
Hit him with a 4-piece one time?
He did this past weekend, as a matter of fact. My son scored 4 goals.
Stud right there.
I mean, he and he doesn't. We got to work on his goal celebration. He's shocked every time he scores. He's shocked. He's like, oh. He just stands there. Like, I was like, dude, you scored. He's like, oh, so we'll work on that.
You got to floss on him. That's what the kids are doing.
I like his I'm surprised celebration. He's much more excited when he like passes and somebody else scores, because then I think he has more expectation that's going to happen. I still think he's surprised when he scores. Like, buddy, you put your foot through that one. It's pretty hard. He kicks pretty good. Yeah, pretty good little whack at it.
He bend it?
No. Not even close. None of those kids do. That's all right. No worries.
He's U.S. soccer's savior. Let him know I'm putting that burden on him right now.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. It might be out of his reach just a little bit. But that's all right. Dream big. You never know.
Yeah,
you never know. We're just gonna keep trying.
Shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars.
Ugh. That phrase.
Boom, baby.
That phrase just.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Ugh. Let's take a break on that. Gotta catch my breath. Have we heard from Isaac?
Yes, we have heard from Isaac.
And?
No.
Okay. Cool. Boy, CJ.
That's great to hear.
Goodness gracious.
What you want me to say?
Force them.
Force them.
Go get them. Me and Peter will do the show. Drag him here.
I'm not involved in kidnapping. I'm not involved in kidnapping. I mean, I like Isaac, but I don't. We don't need to kidnap the man to get him on the show.
Kidnapping. You want me to go out?
We'll get him back on there when we get everything fixed. We'll get him back on there. Don't worry about it. We'll take a break. We'll come back here in the Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk Sports 56 87.7 FM.
Kidnap.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Embrace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Embrace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Grace.
Let's talk about service and promises. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors, the oldest real estate company in town, celebrating our 150th year this year. Have you tried reaching someone for service recently? How hard has it been? Has someone sold you a product and you were disappointed? I've been there just like you. That is why my real estate business is based on satisfaction before, during, and after the sale. You may have heard the corny phrase, when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Well, it's true. No rash promises, just a highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. It can mean the difference in whether you sit or sell. If you or someone you know is thinking of selling, do yourself a favor. Always make sure and talk to 2 to 3 brokers and let me be one of them. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now, 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
Finding a good Mother's Day gift can be tricky year after year. Flowers are gorgeous, but they only last a short while. And candy has so many carbs. What in the world should you get the mothers in your life? I'm Heidi Schaefer, Chief Operating Officer of the Skin Clinics, and I have a perfect solution for you. A gift certificate to the Skin Clinics. Always the right size and color, and something for every mother, wife, sister, or beloved aunt in your life. And we have a little extra gift for you, too. Buy a $100 gift certificate and get a $10 gift certificate for free. Buy a $50 gift certificate and get a $5 gift certificate for free to be used on any product or service at the Skin Clinics. The mother in your life can get what she really needs, from super effective sunscreens to cool sculpting to liquid facelifts. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th. Take the guesswork out of Mother's Day this year and get a gift certificate from the Skin Clinics at any of our locations. 901-345-SKIN, 901-345-SKIN, or visit us online at theskinclinics.com.
The Can-Am Spring Fever event is on now with our family of off-road vehicles that are built for this. We're built for seeing the sunrise and for days lasting past sunset. We're built for trails, tasks, and tough times. And we're built to move you through what won't move. So how do you become built for this? By getting to the Spring Fever event at Olive Branch Motorsports, 5656 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and finding a brand new Can-Am off-road vehicle for a $3,000 rebate on select 2018 models for a limited time. Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See your dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Back with you as we wrap up hour number 2.
No lyrics?
No lyrics. No.
Definitely no lyrics. No.
Lyrics. Instrumental right there, buddy.
That's all we need for this one.
Yeah, the edited version is just terrible. It's not even. It's yeah.
They played it on the radio.
I
remember listening to. Yes, they did, because I remember listening to it on the radio with my mom.
You can't play that song on the radio.
And it was on like 106 in Park. Yes.
I mean, it was definitely out there somewhere because we all heard about it. So I obviously got some, but it's just, I can't imagine that you could. The edit, it's just a lot of editing that needs to be involved in that song, and it's. Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. Bad, actually. Did you watch the hockey last night?
Yeah, no.
I actually watched this a little bit.
Did you?
I did.
Huh.
I did. I was made away, because listen, Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA said, I'm watching the hockey. So I was like, all right, well, because it was not a banner night in the NBA. So I flip over, and yeah, sure enough, you've got the Blues and the Stars, game 7, going into double overtime. I watched a little bit of the first overtime, because it's sudden death in that situation. And I watched it, and man, it was exciting. I got to say, I'm not the world's biggest hockey guy, but I get into the postseason, the crowds, everyone's fired up. When you get into when you get into overtimes, you have no commercials. It's just straight hockey. So I'm into it, and guy named Pat Maroon, who is from St. Louis, plays for St. Louis, scored in St. Louis to put St. Louis through to the Western Conference Finals. Take on the winner of. I don't have to tell you, obviously.
No, clearly I don't tell everybody else.
No, you just
no. You tell everybody else.
You tell them
to do this.
You know it. You know. You obviously know it.
Yeah.
So just tell them because it's easier for you.
I mean, San Jose.
And you got that one right, actually. So
I know I did, Peter. Why are you shocked? Why are you surprised?
Who's the other team though?
We just said the Blues are advancing to play San Jose.
No, San Jose hasn't advanced yet.
Oh, okay.
They're still playing somebody.
Oh, I thought San Jose.
I'm sure you knew.
Because I picked San Jose to win the whole thing.
You just assume that they're going to win.
I just assume they're winning that series. So we're good.
Series with who?
The other team in that series.
Yeah, the other team.
It's San Jose and
yeah, I know exactly.
That team. Dallas.
No, that's the one who beat St. Louis beat Dallas last
night. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm getting my teams mixed up. San Jose.
It's game. Listen,
and
tonight,
LA.
Tonight, game 7 tonight.
The Kings.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, the Colorado Avalanche.
That's who I was thinking of.
I'll save you the trouble. Tonight, another game 7. And it's fantastic.
I was struggling to think of teams that play hockey out west.
Yeah, you did pretty good though.
Yeah,
not bad at all. So congratulations to the Blues and the folks in St. Louis. It was exciting. Like I said, I'm not a typical hockey watcher, but when the NBA is not giving it to me, like last night, we weren't really, just what happened last night. Not a lot of magic going on. And on the round ball, I could only watch beating for so long. It's just like, no, I don't need to keep seeing this. So I flipped over. It was great. I have I cannot add any sort of strategic element to it or why they won or anything like that, but they did. And that's the important thing. Did you watch it, Max?
No.
Man, come on, guys. You got to expand your palate a little bit. Get out there. I watch soccer. I watch hockey. Well, I watch soccer.
You like soccer.
I love soccer. So I watch soccer all day, but I watch hockey a little bit.
You watch baseball?
Nah.
Okay.
Let's not go crazy.
Do you watch golf?
Let's not go crazy. I do. I will watch golf. Yeah, but not. I mean, I didn't. But I probably won't this week. But next week I will for the majors. Absolutely, I watch the majors. No problem. Come on, man. I didn't watch the no-hitter last night from Mike Fiers. It's the 300th no-hitter in baseball history.
Wow.
Second career no-hitter for the guy that I think you are contractually obligated to refer to as a journeyman because of the way that he's been around the league and all that stuff. He got around. So congratulations to him on that one. So it was a big night. It was a big night in the non-hoop world because the hoop world was kind of last night. We'll talk about that when we return though, because I think the spinning it forward is more interesting. Tonight could be a pivotal night for Boston. We shall see. Tonight could also tomorrow could also help tell us a lot about the postseason, which I think promises to be, or the offseason rather, which promises to be fascinating based on what this postseason has given us so far. So we'll do all of that when we return here for the hour number 3 of the Experience live in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. You've heard me talking about insurance roof claims and what you should do and what you should not do. But there are thousands of roofs in Memphis that don't qualify for an insurance claim but are in need of replacement. The problem is this: how many of us really plan to replace our roof? Most of us don't even think about our roof until it starts leaking. Then suddenly, you're faced with an expense of thousands of dollars that is not in the budget. Well, we have an answer. We can provide a top quality new roof for an average home for about $100 a month with no money down. Yes, there's an approval process, but you might be surprised at how easy it is. If you need a roof and need a reasonable payment plan, give us a call. 5 Roofing, the home of the $100 roof. Fair, honest, and ethical. 5 Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. That's 800-218-6473.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Your home for the Ole Miss Rebels. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
This one was all over the radio.
Yes, it was.
Added this one. 9 o'clock is your time. Beautiful morning. Going to turn into some storms later on, probably, judging by my weather apps and such. My forecast brought to you by me. But that is
the Doppler radar up here.
Doppler. I call it the Doppler doohickey, the Edmiston Doppler doohickey, which has been a popular part of the show for a while. Although it was flushed down the toilet at one time by my former partner Ron Tillery, but we recovered it and put it back in action. That's the important thing. So we're good to go. The doohickey is ready to roll. That's CJ Hurt right there alongside CJ Hurl taking that L earlier on in the show, and then of course you've got Max Vincent enjoying some 0-calorie flavored water as we go through the show here. Is that the sparkling ice?
Yes.
Yes.
I
love it.
I like it. It's good. I get that from time to time. I get the generic type though.
What's the generic type?
Sprinkled.
No, Kroger's got like the generic kind of sparkly sort of. It's in the same. It's right next to it.
Sparkly ice.
No, it's bigger. It's like the 1 liter version. It's a little, and it's good. Same price.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't know what they call it. It's just Kroger brand. I don't know. Who knows? That being said, so we talked about a whole bunch of different things on the show today. We were scheduled to have Isaac Simpson with Rivals, but we can't. So we'll reschedule him for later on when we can.
Yes.
Is that the long and the short of it right there?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. You can text us 67129 on the First Bank phone lines. We are at the Family Leisure Studios. Of course, this hour brought to you by friends at Acura of Memphis. Lots to discuss, including last night, 2 blowouts in the NBA. While excitement was happening in the NHL and in Major League Baseball, not as much excitement was happening on the court in the NBA. The Raptors beat the Sixers mercilessly, 125-89, an absolute shellacking that went on. And then the Nuggets did a similar beatdown to the Blazers last night. It was not especially close, 124-98. So 2 really uncompetitive game 5s last night, and now we go to game 6 in those series. Now, we mentioned earlier discussing how, Joel Embiid has talked a bunch of smack. He did the thing with the windmill, he did the airplane, the whole deal, and he's taking a lot of that right back. And you understand that 13.6 rebounds, 8 turnovers for Embiid, who's been suffering from a litany of illnesses and ailments.
Yes,
that are strange to befall a young person in their early to mid 20s. He basically seems like he's on the Oregon Trail at this point. He's got dysentery and God knows what else is going on. But he's taken a beating, understandably so. But Ben Simmons is not. Now, my question for you going forward, we talked about if Ben Simmons continues to give you this kind of stuff, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers, 5 shots last night for Ben Simmons in 25 minutes, has not hit a three-pointer in his NBA career, has barely taken a three-pointer, hasn't taken one in the postseason, has only taken 5 free throws, I think, in this entire postseason. Took 1 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Do you trade Ben Simmons, like, as opposed to paying him? They've committed to pay him this mega contract, and he will be due for it next offseason. So you're talking about a huge raise with what would be a maximum extension. Can you build around this group? Like, is this a core that makes sense? Or if you're the Sixers, for example, I don't know what you would look for in a potential Ben Simmons trade. But hypothetically, let's just say, if you replace Ben Simmons with Mike Conley, I'm not saying that would be the trade. Would that Sixers team be better? Would this Sixers team win more? Would that make more sense if you put Conley in the mix? Now, you're giving up a lot of size, 6'10" to 6'1". You're giving up a lot of defensive flexibility. Conley's a good defender, but he's not as capable of defending multiple positions as Simmons certainly is. Now, Conley can't hit threes, like a 3, and can hit more than 1, which is more than you could say for Ben Simmons. Would certainly be much more actively involved. You can actually run stuff with him as opposed to the kind of makeshift offense that you have to run with Simmons out there. So, first of all, would this team be better just if you just magically could put Mike Conley in Ben Simmons' role?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Significantly better. But for how long? This has been Simmons' second year? Second or third year? I don't know what we're doing with that injury season. Third year in the NBA? He's still got time to develop. He's 22 years old right now. So, yes, while replacing him with a veteran like a Mike Conley, for instance, makes you better right now, makes you a whole lot better right now. For how long is that sustained?
Yeah, but how long do they have?
With Embiid?
But
Embiid
with this core, Embiid, Butler, Harris. I mean, Embiid and Simmons by themselves are not. You're not winning with those two.
Though
just by themselves.
That duo, I would believe, lends itself to you putting other pieces around them in the future also. So this particular core might have 2 years max together where they can actually get to Eastern Conference Finals.
But do you run Embiid and Simmons? Are they compatible as a pair? Big man and point guard, you think would be normally Mike and Mark and all this other. Those two you can't run a typical pick and roll with that's why Philly doesn't with Simmons, because all you have to do is go under it all day long, and Simmons can't take a jump shot.
I have to believe that at some point that's going to get better. If you don't think it's going to get better,
why do you think that?
Because hey, my mental mind says believe that.
I mean,
no, we've seen players come in, struggle with shooting
not like
first
this,
couple
dude.
seasons.
I mean,
and then it gets better.
People talk about like Kawhi. Like Kawhi came in as a 26% 3-point shooter.
What was Jason Kidd doing?
But he took him.
Mm-hmm.
Ben doesn't even take him.
That's a good point.
He's not even in his DNA. Like he has so little confidence. That's why, I mean, maybe he gets better, but it would require a tremendous amount of work, mental work. Like you not just helping the jump shot get better, but like you got to go in the psychological side of it. You got to get in there and like figure out what's happening in that brain. Why are you so scared to take these shots? That seems a very high bar to reach. He's a really good player. So it's like, but that's just a major diminishment. That's a major asterisk on what is otherwise a very good resume and a very good player. Like we kind of all thought it would sort of develop over the first couple of years of his career, and it just hasn't, like not even close. So, I don't know. I think in order to get the best out of this group, you have to trade one of Simmons or Embiid, because I think they need to be apart. And I think you'd certainly pick Simmons over Embiid, dysentery notwithstanding with Joel. Like he's proven himself to be such an impactful guy. Simmons, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if you can. I'm not saying they got to do anything super rash, but soon enough you're going to have to pay him a big chunk of money. Next year for Philly, if they bring back Butler and Harris, which that was their plan, you're already looking at a luxury tax team, and it's only going to get worse as those contracts go up and up. Embiid's already gotten a big fat deal. Simmons is going to get a big fat deal. Butler and Harris both as well. That's your four. That's your core four. Well, they're all playing right now, and you're getting, at this point, shellacked by the Raptors. Well, how much more can you build? How much more is there? Are you really confident, if you're Philly, that foursome, Simmons, Embiid, Harris, Butler, can win me something over the next 3-4 years? And am I willing to pay, significant millions of dollars in luxury tax if I'm not absolutely certain that it's going to get it done?
I can understand that. And if, as a GM, you've got to, unfortunately, have an eye on the near future and the distant future. And so you've got to say, hey, this guy's pretty good. This guy's great. But in the future, what can we do with him? And if it's not something that you want to do, like if second round playoff exits in your thing, I can see looking into a trade involving him. And everybody's got to be eligible to be traded. Like for me, as a GM, everybody's going to be traded. Everybody, for the right offer, for the right price, everybody can get traded. So I can understand that being the thinking of the GM. But again, his career is so young. Two full seasons, if we forget about just set to the side the injury season where he just basically redshirted, didn't play at all in the NBA. It's only 2 seasons in. You have to believe that with his athletic ability, eventually he's going to get some semblance of a 3-point shot. Right? Eventually, he's going to be confident enough to start taking them. And you've got to put people in place on the coaching side of it to say, hey, you guys need to encourage his 3-point development. You guys need to encourage his jump shooting development so that we can get the most out of him. Also, at 6'10", doesn't have to be a guard. At 6'10", in today's NBA, you can move him around, and let him play different positions. Let him play some of that forward spot where it's not necessarily, where it's fine for him to be able to stretch the defense and shoot from one of the, as a power forward, but it's not required. It's not something that is forced upon him to do. So you switch his position and then you go out and get somebody who is an actual point guard who doesn't mind taking threes to come out there and play with them. Like there are different things you can do. Simply trading him, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's a tricky one. That's why it's, you have to have a lot of there's a lot of ifs as you spin this thing forward. And what you talked about, like, let's assume, CJ, I tell you that Ben Simmons, that I can see the future, and that Ben Simmons is not going to ever develop a 3-point shot.
Okay.
Now what do you do?
Next year, I try to play him at a different position. I try and play him at a 3 or 4 and see if playing him and Embiid together that way.
So you're telling me that you're gonna go with a wing in a league that is now shooting more and more, where that position is relied upon to be a shooter. You're going to put a guy who literally cannot take a 3-point shot at the 3 and 4, where you have guys making 100 threes in some cases or more in a season.
Just see if it works. See if they find a way to play off one another, and then if that doesn't work, open the door for some trade.
I mean, but again, the other thing that I would say is if it reaches the point, this is where I kind of, he's going to be he's going to be a restricted free agent in 2020, and when that happens, he will be extension eligible before that. And if you sign for that maximum allowable extension, which is what they have made their bones said that that's what they're going to do, his number will jump up to 30% of the cap number at that time, which is huge, and you'll have that plus Embiid. Embiid's number will be $29 million in 2020, plus whatever Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler get, which will be significant. So it's a huge number. If teams look at that huge number that Ben Simmons is signed to, and they have to trade for that, now it's one thing to trade him now because he's next year he's making $8.1 million, much more easy, little smaller number. You can be a little more creative with it. When that number jumps up to 25 or whatever it's going to be, okay, now to trade him, you have to make some significant moves in return. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to match that salary or get close to it. That makes the trade more difficult. On top of that, teams now look and say it's another year where he can't shoot. He hasn't developed that area in under this scenario.
Yeah.
This is the risk that you're taking. So what do we do? Do I really want to go and get this guy? Mm-hmm. Do I really want to give up anything of major significance, which you'd have to give up? So I'm saying right now, if you're the Grizzlies, let's just start with this hypothetical. If you're the Grizzlies, would you trade Mike Conley for Ben Simmons straight up?
Yes.
Max, would you? You would not?
I would not.
Not really? Because? Question mark?
Well, I'm trying to think. I obviously know why you're asking.
Just want to make sure you understood there was a implied question mark at the end of that, but
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean,
hold on, wait. Let Max explain.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Max.
Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain.
He's letting me go, so I'm gonna go.
Are you his court-appointed attorney, or what?
No, I'm letting him go. Then
he's
I'll make my point.
He's gonna let me go and say why I would, and then he's gonna do.
I got you. All right.
Good grief, this guy over here, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh would never interrupt LeBron James while he was talking.
I feel like, to be fair, I feel like we know why you wouldn't, or why you would. I mean, he's Ben Simmons. He's Ben Simmons. He's young. You pair him with the young core that you need for the Grizzlies to go for it and build around with him, Jaren Jackson Jr., and possibly a pick in this year's draft. Hopefully a pick in next year's draft, if not in this year's draft. Like that would be ideal for you if you're the Grizzlies. I'm with you.
And for the 76ers, to your point, you put Mike Conley in there to facilitate the show with Embiid and Harris and JJ and Jimmy, don't call him James. You got a team that legitimately now can contend for Eastern Conference trips, plural, 2-3 trips. That is why I would do it for both teams.
I'll change mine because obviously I didn't hear the question right. Trading Conley for Simmons, right?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I think Simmons is a guy that's literally just a jump shot away from being really one of the top maybe 10 guys in the league, and you put him on a Grizzlies team that's going to be really young. He's probably a guy that's going to bring a lot of seats into the arena. He's a potential superstar player.
He's carrying the seats.
I like it.
That's one of the things he does. He carries the seats.
Bring seats into the arena. I like it.
Yeah.
Pits butts into the seats. He's not actually physically carrying.
No, he's carrying the seats in the
Yeah,
arena.
he's
That's one of the
carrying
value.
he's
That's one of the
putting all the
values.
seats in the arena.
He's carrying
But
all
he's an
17,000.
exciting player to have on
A
your
lot of
team.
people don't know that. He has to set up the seats before every game in Philly.
No wonder he can't shoot.
I know he's very tired. Obviously, the shoulders are probably.
I mean, he don't even shoot 17 footers. He don't shoot at all.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not just the
like,
3-point shooting.
What you said is the issue. So like, you say, well, he's a jump shot away from being but that's a big thing away.
Hell, can he shoot a damn free throw line jumper?
I mean, I am 80 pounds away from being a, and
You're gonna be a superstar athlete.
80.
Yeah.
What? Why are you saying that like that for?
If I lost 80 pounds, I'd be like 180 in that neighborhood. I'm about 260 now.
I'm about 190. So yeah, he'd be.
For the record, I've never even been close to like 220 is like the lowest I've ever been, like in my absolute fittest like, ever. So this would be off the that would be incredible. But all I can say is, hey, I'm only 80 pounds away from being like in tip top shape. Unbelievable. Well, that's a big if. That's a major. I mean, that's a lot. You can't do. I'm only $1 million away from being a millionaire. Well, okay, cool. We all are. How do you get that $1 million? He's a jump shot away from being a great player. How does he get that jump shot? I agree with you. He is, but
you just got to take him.
I wonder if the coaches just like kind of like let him do his own thing. That's why he doesn't have that.
I mean,
jump shot.
he's known this for years. This is not a mystery to him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he knows he can't shoot,
Well,
but like the coaches should be like, "Hey, let's get someone that can help develop that." But they're probably just like, "We don't care. Let's just let him do his own thing."
No, they're keenly aware of this. They would love for him to develop this shot.
Well, not enough.
I don't think it's an effort thing. I don't know if he can do it. I don't think he's like, I just don't care about jump shooting. I'm just going to dunk all day. No, the guy makes them in like practice, but
Everybody makes them in practice.
Exactly. So what do you do? How do you
Maybe it's because they have too many guys to rely on. That team.
Everyone said, "Oh, Shaq can't shoot free throws." Yeah. Did he try? Did he really work that hard? I don't know. He couldn't get it fixed. Everyone kept saying, now you got to hack a Shaq. He still couldn't. Hell, even DeAndre Jordan fixed his free throws this year, and he was terrible. He was like under 40%, and he was decent this year. So it can be done, but do you want to do it? I don't know. Will you ever do it? Most guys don't. So that's my only risk with Simmons. I'm saying I would do it too. Now here's my other hypothetical. Let's say the Grizzlies get the number 1 pick. Would you trade that for Ben Simmons?
Number 1? Mm-hmm. No. Zion?
If it's Zion, no.
Zion? If you're talking about trading Zion for Ben Simmons, no.
Ben Simmons is an exceptional player.
I understand that.
You realize Zion, there's no guarantee that Zion's going to have a career.
There is definitely a guarantee that Zion Williams is going to come through and change this league. Definitely. 150% guarantee.
The guy could get hurt.
Ben Simmons could get hurt once you trade him.
No, but I'm saying the body type and athleticism of Zion lends itself to being a little more injury prone, in all likelihood, than Simmons already had his injuries and stuff. He's good. He's clean.
You're not guaranteed to have Simmons re-sign anyway if you trade for him.
He's not gonna turn down the Supermax.
That's a lot of money.
He ain't turning down the Supermax.
That's a lot of money.
Ain't happening.
No, not giving up the number 1. No. Not giving up Zion for.
But I'm okay. So what about number 2?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry.
So
maybe.
John Morant or
RJ Barrett.
Barrett.
See you later.
Maybe number 2.
If you're Philly, do you take the number 1 pick for Ben Simmons? Knowing that you got a rookie, you've taken a key part of your core.
They criticize Zion's shooting, but he will take shots.
Oh, his shooting is much better than Ben Simmons.
He actually takes the shots.
But he's different. he's a.
But he's like, I think Zion's a guy that could play the point guard position too.
He could certainly orchestrate some stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't have him as a point guard, but he could run some stuff. Sure. If you're Philly, do you do that?
Yes, because that is a.
I don't know, but
that is
you're in Philly situation.
Talented.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're a Philly situation, you're trying to win now. I don't know if
I would not.
He's good enough to not hinder you winning
risk.
now. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Joel Embiid there.
How many rookies are really key parts of winning?
Well, he doesn't have to be the key part the first year, is what I'm saying.
But you're getting rid of a key part.
Is he a key part scoring 9 points in a playoff series?
Well, he's not playing well, and they're not playing well. So, yeah, he's a key part. If he were playing better, just saying.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I would do it. I would definitely trade Simmons for Zion.
67129. These are the kind of questions if Philly loses game 6 or game 7, if they're out, they're going to have to start thinking about this stuff. They're going to have this is going to come. I promise you, it has already come up in their discussions with Elton Brand, their front office, and it will continue even louder if that were the case if they lose, because they're going to have to figure out what their core is and what it actually means and can they win anything with it. I just, they're all talented, but I just don't know that they work together at all. Just don't know. Let's take a break. We'll come back as we continue here in this hour, brought to you by friends at Acura of Memphis. We are live in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER. And those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world. And I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
All right, welcome to F-150 Radio. Call from Georgia. Chad, what's shaking in Macon?
I know the F-150 kicks butt and takes names.
Like how the high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy F-150 thrashes the competition with best-in-class towing and torque?
Mm-hmm. Not surprised. Totally saw that coming.
Chad, how do you know so much about F-150 beating the competition?
I drive the competition. Got a 10-year lease.
Kind of embarrassing, huh?
Maybe I shouldn't advertise that fact on a national talk radio show.
Good call. The Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
Best-in-class claims with properly configured vehicles. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds. GVWR based on Ford segmentation.
Now get a 2019 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. Only at your Ford dealer. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 0% APR financing for 72 months at $13.89 per month per thousand finance, regardless of down payment. Program number 21038 on 2019 Ford F-150. Not available on Raptor. Residency restrictions apply. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 5/31/19. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The Family Leisure. Great outdoor sales happening now. Want to add a swimming pool to your backyard? Or how about finishing off your outdoor space with new patio furniture? Then all you have to do is visit Family Leisure. All new outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, and pergolas, they're all in. Plus, special pricing on all in-stock hot tubs. Mention this ad, you get a free pool float with your purchase. The great outdoor sale at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
The Can-Am Spring Fever event is on now with our family of off-road vehicles that are built for this. We're built for seeing the sunrise and for days lasting past sunset. We're built for trails, tasks, and tough times. And we're built to move you through what won't move. So how do you become built for this? By getting to the Spring Fever event at Olive Branch Motorsports, 5656 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and finding a brand new Can-Am off-road vehicle for a $3,000 rebate on select 2018 models for limited time. Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See your dealer for details.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Mr. Reynolds brought out something in this song. I didn't realize was there. That's interesting. Welcome back to the Experience Live, right here in the Family Leisure Studios. I am Peter Edmiston. He is CJ Hurt. That's Max Vincent on the other side of the glass. Of course, you are doing your thing, and I appreciate that. Text in 67129. Go see our friends over at Acura of Memphis who bring you this hour of the program. They are just around the corner from us at 385 and Ridgeway. I've already got CJ's dad thinking about getting himself a brand new Acura. I want you to think about that too. Think about that decision. Think about what you're doing. Think about this summer. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Where are you going to be driving to? Do you want to be driving in style or you want to be driving in that same old thing? Nah, come on. Open up your mind. Open up your horizon. Get something new. Get something better. Get something fresher. Something that's more stylish. Something that's a little more secure. Something that's a little safer. Something that's going to be, in some cases, cheaper. That's right. Your note could go down. With your trade-in, some of you guys are paying too much. You can get a better automobile for a lower monthly price. Go see how it can be done over at Acura of Memphis. A lot of cases it can. You can go see for yourself at AcuraMemphis.com and start the search there. They've got great, they got all the inventory, everything, tons of pictures, everything you can see. And you can start your bidding online if you want. But go by and say hello to them in person. They're terrific folks. 385 in Ridgeway for our friends over at Acura of Memphis. We're asking about kind of the situation that you find yourself in if you are Philly with Ben Simmons. I thought it was interesting reading a piece from The Athletic. Rich Hoffheim, who I don't know why my phone just all of a sudden started playing this.
Peter, what are you doing?
I don't want to hear from you today. We want to start going up and down the list. I don't want to hear it. He says, Rich Hoffheim, who writes for the Athletic and covers Philly, he says, with Ben Simmons, there are fewer players. There's probably nobody in the league who is more affected by the step up from good to great competition than Ben Simmons. Against most of the league, like we saw against the Brooklyn Nets last series, his combination of speed, ball handling, and vision can win out. Move up to Toronto, though, and there's mostly just indecision. That is an interesting observation from somebody who covers him on a daily basis.
Can he not develop out of that? And if you don't want to take that risk, he is an attractive piece to teams. Teams will be willing to give you some things that would allow you to continue this run over a long period of time. If you don't think Ben Simmons will do that for you, you have to take a look at this and the decision to possibly trade Ben Simmons. I mean,
I think it's I think it's closer than people think. I think it's closer to people. I think people are going to have to look at that and realize and think, all right, well, it's, you know, where are you? How are you going to develop? How are you going to get to that next level? And you know, again, there's value in keeping things together. I'm not saying that you have to blow something up every time you lose. That's not. You saw that with the Grizzlies. They kept the core together and grew and were able to have some ups and downs and were able to have some development as a core. I'm not saying they're stuck where they are, but the things that need to develop with Ben Simmons are really big and really large and obvious and very difficult to do. You know, this is not like, oh, you need to just kind of get that jump shot a little bit better. This is not that. This is like we need to completely develop a jump shot for you and then deploy it at key moments in games. Mm-hmm. Like that's a big step up. So you know, can Philly have the patience? Like, you know, it would have been understandable last year for the Blazers. I mean, I know the Blazers are on the ropes in the series. You know, Nurkic being out doesn't help, but like it would have been understandable last year if the Blazers have just blown the thing up. I mean, they got swept as the higher seed by New Orleans, embarrassing fashion, really bad performance. Like, you know, Damian Lillard did not look anything like this. Damian Lillard, I mean, they didn't look close to themselves. You would have said, you know what, maybe they just were going to, but they kept it together. They got better. They've now, you know, in a position where this thing's going to go 7 and they'll have a chance to win game 7 and advance and go to the Western Conference Finals. They made the right decision in keeping it together. Maybe it's not inconceivable that Philly could get better. I just think that Simmons' big roadblock in getting better is so big that I can't see him overcoming it.
And you bring up Portland. They've got to make some decisions on what they're going to do as well. It's one thing to knock off the Thunder, but I'm not sure if we just did this college football style where we're just ranking the teams in the playoffs. I'm not sure if Portland isn't the 7th team who we perceive to be good in the Western Conference playoff. It's one thing to knock off the Thunder. I don't think they beat the Spurs in a 7-game series, and I don't think they'll get these Nuggets either. They've got some serious flaws. I know Jokic being out really hurts them and what they're able to do from a defensive standpoint in the post, but they've got to take a look at some things also and figure out what they're going to do and see if they can try to make some moves to get in on one of these top-tier free agents so they can do something more than just get to the playoffs, get to the second round. Second round is great. Getting to the playoffs is great if you haven't been there in a long time. But once you've been there 2, 3, 4, 5 years consecutively, now it's like, okay, what can we do to get past this point? It is no longer enough. I don't know where Portland is from a salary standpoint, what they can do as far as cap goes and what moves they could make in free agency or via the trade. But they're another team that has to figure out something to get them over that hump and into a conference championship game or series.
So the other thing about this keeping it together thing is the temptation would be if you're not gonna change Simmons, then you're gonna have to change the coach.
Yeah.
But that brings me to another question. There's a good piece on the Ringer this morning, or maybe it was yesterday, but it was about what exactly does a coach do in the playoffs? What exactly are you doing? How much is it happening? And Jeff Van Gundy always says it's a players' league when you win and a coach's league when you lose. And that is very true.
Mm-hmm.
So what I ask you, and I ask everyone out there, 67129, when you are criticizing a coach, for example, if you didn't like what JV Bickerstaff did this year, or if you don't like what Brett Brown is doing in the series, what is it that you actually, what are you specifically asking them to do? Like when you are critical of coaches, what is it that you are asking that coach to change with regard to their rotation, with regard to the play calling, with regard to, I mean, much of what's happening on the court is simply the players. I mean, you especially nowadays in the NBA, teams will set up certain calls and they'll have certain plays, but out of those plays are reads and stuff happens and you have to react to the read. You're other than out of timeouts and in, some key situations, you're not running a strict exact play to get this exact shot at this exact time. That's not how that works. So at what point does it fall on the player to improve? What could Brett Brown do? I've seen people say, Brett Brown, what is it that he could have done?
At this point?
That would have been different or better.
He's nothing right now. Nothing from a strategic standpoint. I think there's very little because for all the reasons you said. But before we get to this point, before we got here, the thing he could have done is help Ben Simmons get a shot, at least take a 3-point shot. Right? You brought it up. We've known this about Ben Simmons for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time during practice, and I don't know what's going on in 76ers practice, but at some point in time, you would think that, hey, he would say, Ben, get away from us and just go shoot thousands upon thousands upon thousands of jumpers or something along those lines. And if he's done that, then I don't know if he could do anything else or what else he could do. When your best player won't take shots because he's not good at taking 3-point shots, be they open, contested, or mid-range shots, be they open or contested, that really hampers what you can do schematically speaking. So from a schematic standpoint, there's nothing I think he could do. But from a player development standpoint, that I can see that being a complaint on him and on his coaching staff.
So that I get that. But I mean, I'm assuming that he's taking a bunch of shots. I'm assuming.
I would assume so also.
I mean, I can't think that they're like, you'll be fine. Right. I'm pretty sure they're right. Putting him through the ringer, trying to get something out of him, and they're not. But I'm saying, like, we always hear people talk about the criticism of Coach X, Coach Y, Coach Z, and like the Spurs and what happened at the end of Game 7. Like, I mean, you have to rip Pop, I guess, for that. But like, was it Pop's fault? Is he? Shouldn't someone on that court realize what that you got to like do something like foul? Like, what do you got? You're down 4 with 16 seconds. Like, you're gonna.
Honest, boy, you just got to foul somebody.
Like,
man.
I mean, somebody's got to know, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like we just throw all this on the coach because there's nowhere else to put it. All this criticism and Brett Brown, is Brett Brown like, is he an idiot? No, I mean he coached through the entire process. Now he's getting the chance. Are there little tweaks that you could do? Probably. Like I think he has, he's pulled a few tweaks, here and there. I think you saw the way that they've defended Pascal Siakam. He put Embiid on Siakam and shut Siakam down for a while, which then threw the Raptors for a loop and got Philly 2 wins. And all of a sudden they're right back into there 2-1 going into game 4. And that game was right there in the mix. They missed a bunch of shots and had plenty of opportunities. How much of that can you lay on Brett Brown's feet? Like, Brett Brown being fired, does that mean he's a bad, like, I think there are 20 or so other teams that would be happy to have Brett Brown at this point.
Coaches don't get fired in the NBA for simply being bad coaches. Like there are many. David Blatt got fired, and David Blatt had been to an NBA finals, and it was looking like he was going back to another one. It's so much about coaching in the NBA is not about simply winning and losing and success on the court.
Right.
It is about how you mesh with the players, 1, and 2, when things get rough and there needs to be a change, who is the franchise going to go with? Are they going to go with the star, or are they going to go with the coach? And in the NBA, we go with the players on this one.
Generally speaking,
that is how we roll. The Raptors recently, maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember who that coach was.
Last year.
Dwayne Casey last year. They're like, we got to shake things up. Got to get rid of Casey. So,
and I mean, Nick Nurse is in, and he's doing a good job.
But Casey was doing a good job.
Casey got got Detroit to the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
which is not a place where they've typically been. I don't know, man. I mean, again, I think it's not to say that their coaching changes aren't sometimes needed, and like in the case of the Grizzlies, like Jamie Bickerstaff, I think did okay. There's some issues I had with his rotations, and some of the play calling out of timeouts was particularly bad. The Grizzlies were horrible out of timeouts last year. Some of the decisions about who to play and stuff like that. But like, was he the reason why they? No, I mean there's only a limited sphere of influence that the coach can have. Steve Kerr has often called himself a manager, which is exactly what coaches is. You're really just the manager, the player's manager. Like you got the general manager, so the manager of the whole operation. And then you got like the player's manager, who you're just overseeing these guys. You got to put them in the right positions and helping them to achieve their success. But you're not in control of every little detail the way that it is in college, where you can really hammer in on exactly that doesn't work in the NBA. These guys are too smart for that, and defenses are too good for that. So it's not an ego thing. It's just an effectiveness thing. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap up this edition of The Experience after the break. CJ Hurt alongside me, Peter Edmiston, and Max Vincent right there on the other side of the glass. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
The Press Box with Keith Parker and Elliot Wender. Weekday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Guess what? You don't have to visit the coast to enjoy fresh, delicious seafood. Check out the Ocean's Catch right here in Bartlett at Crab King's Seafood. Choose from tasty shrimp, lobster, fish, and of course, crabs, steamed or fried. For lunch, dinner, or catering, call 901-552-4057. Like them on Facebook or Instagram. Crab King's Memphis. Download their app today at your Play Store. Crab King's, 7140 Stage Road in Bartlett.
Hi, friends. I'm Shane Stanford from Christ Church, Memphis. Here at Christ Church, we believe in Memphis and we believe in you. And every Sunday at 11 o'clock, we want to invite you to come hear a biblically based, Christ-centered message that talks about God's love for you and his guidance in your life. And also to hear an interview by amazing people who are doing incredible things for our city and our community. So don't miss us, 11 o'clock, right here on this station, every Sunday morning. I'm Shane Stanford. Remember, you matter.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Did you know Davis Motorhome Mart is one of the top 10 Tiffin dealers in the U.S.? Come tour the 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels, and toy hauler towables half-tons. Motorhomes from 27 feet up to 45 feet from brands like Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. Take advantage of Davis Motorhome Mart's big blowout sale on 2019s and 2020s on their way. Stop by your gateway to travel freedom. Davis Motorhome Mart at 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Call 901-332-3414 and cruise by the website davismotorhomes.com.
Bases loaded here at the top of the ninth. And the pitch. And it's out of here.
We deliver baseball caps, mitts, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You don't feel that in your
loins,
nether regions, then I don't know. I don't think I can be your friend. If you don't feel that just in the deep in the zone, so to speak.
That in your lust box.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back to the program. Peter and CJ with you here, wrapping up hour number 3 here in the Family Leisure Studios. Middays coming up next. Eli will be on middays because Greg is away. He's up in St. Louis, apparently, according to his Twitter feed. I mean, not keeping everything to himself. He just putting it out there. So I guess I should throw that out there. Grizzlies hosting closed draft workouts today and tomorrow. They're closed, CJ. You may not go in there.
Oh, man. I really wanted to go.
They have no coach. So, and I don't know what the staff is even going to look like at this point because, there's no coaching staff really. A few folks here and there, but they're nonetheless going to work people out, buddy. And here are the names that are on the list.
Here we go
for today: Josh Reeves of Penn State, Juwan Morgan of Indiana, Matt McQuaid of Michigan
State.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Skylar Mays, LSU.
Okay.
Yeah. Anthony Lawrence of Miami and Marlon Hunter Jr. Not to be confused with Marlon Hunter Sr. Marlon Hunter Jr. plays for Jacksonville State. You may not go watch that workout, CJ.
Drat. I always wanted to see.
Go knock on the door. Go knock on the door. Try it.
Person.
Try it. See what happens.
I wonder what would happen.
You're going to get shut down. That's what's going to happen.
What if I just walked in there like I'm supposed to be there? They
made
a lot of changes.
No.
But are they sure I'm not supposed to be there?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't get in. They have keys. They have keys. They have fingerprint keys. In fact,
good point.
Their security system is
Good point.
So unless have you somehow managed to forge a fingerprint?
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a gal who might be able to do that.
Okay. Well, you might want to get cracking on that if you want to watch this terrible workout. Not a terrible workout. Just it's uninspiring. Not an exciting. But I mean,
they taking one of those players with the number 8 pick.
Again, the Grizzlies do not have no, they're not.
Okay.
I mean, if they are, then oh my God, something's gone badly wrong.
Number 1 overall, McQuaid.
But no, the Grizzlies, they don't have a second round pick at this point to speak of, but they could obviously get one. So a lot of times you'll see folks, doing the kind of thing and bringing some people. That's what you're seeing right now around the league. Prior to the lottery next week and the combine and all that stuff, and then once the draft position is established, you'll start to see the real prospects. Once they go through the combine, the whole thing, you'll see the real prospects start to emerge and go and do their thing and go to the places where they expect to be drafted, all that stuff. So until then, it's going to be pretty light. But there is action happening.
Good.
Over at FedEx Forum. If you want to go and find out more about it, then I'm sure you can.
And these seem to be players, like you said, second round, maybe rookie free agent type of deal. So you want to do your research,
gotta do your due diligence.
and
like I said, the only question is who's actually running that thing.
That is interesting.
How's that going to go? How's that going to? But it's typically, it's not like the coaches are in there like during workouts anyway. Most time the head coach is not like running the workout.
But who is the coaching? Is somebody from the coaching staff not there?
There'll be. I'm trying to think who's still around. There's some support staff still there, so they'll run it.
Okay.
Just want to get some just basic stuff.
Okay.
Let's get some numbers, get some info. I mean, they're like teams like the Raptors are doing workout stuff. Then most of their coaches are still focused on the series, so it's just a support staff thing that you have right there. All right, so tonight,
when?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Or tonight. Huge tonight. Boston, Milwaukee, 7:00 tip.
Yeah.
Game 5.
It's over.
Max says it's over. CJ says it's over.
Done. DUN.
Why are you counting out those feisty Boston Celtics?
Are they feisty?
They're not feisty.
Are they?
With the great team camaraderie they seem to have and togetherness, why are you counting them out? Come on, man.
Because none of those things you just said is true.
They're playing with so much heart.
They're playing with a lot of fire and intensity.
None of that is true. None of that is.
Do they even want?
They can't wait.
Do they even care?
They can't wait for this
win
season
this
to
game?
be over. They want Kyrie out of there so bad. They just want him gone.
If they lose this game, are they even trying to keep Kyrie?
No. If they win this game, they should try and keep Kyrie.
Come on, man. If they could still win I mean, Kyrie is no stranger from being down 3-1 and
LeBron is no stranger from being down 3-1 and winning the series.
Who hit the final shot?
Kyrie was one of the many people
hit the final shot?
allowed to ride his back in his
Who hit the final
coattail
shot?
to a championship. Who gave him the rock? Why was he so open?
Listen, I'm just saying, who hit the shot?
I understand.
If Kyrie doesn't take the shot, they're probably not winning the series.
I understand that,
Exactly
but
right.
let's look at the totality of everything that
Why are you
played out.
dogging out Kyrie? He's a good player.
I'm not dogging out Kyrie.
You absolutely are.
Kyrie is not LeBron. LeBron James carried them back from 3-1. Kyrie didn't carry them from 3-1.
If Draymond didn't hit him in the nuts, he would have been out. Yeah, we probably would have 4-1 anyway. Let's be honest.
The fact that LeBron James in that series had to play so many different roles. He had to be phenomenal offensively. He had to be great defensively. He also had to do the dirty stuff like antagonize Draymond Green into being stupid. He had to be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman all in a series.
Listen, you're number one. No one is arguing that LeBron was not better than Kyrie.
I'm just saying
no one is saying
amazing.
That. No one's like, oh my God, Kyrie was much better than LeBron. And he was the reason that you're making this like straw man argument that no one's making. But you're also just kind of disparaging Kyrie in the process and just kind of saying, Kyrie's like a really good player. Like I realize that he's undergoing some serious struggles, and I realize that he's kind of a head case, and I realize that he's a weirdo, and I realize that he may not be the best teammate, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But in that playoff run, for example, where Cleveland won a championship, Kyrie Irving scored 25 points per game on 48% shooting, 44% from 3. That ain't bad. There's not a lot of dudes who have that on their resume. That's not the guy, that's not the guy that's just hitting a few shots and doing something. That's an integral part of your team. That dude was extremely good in that postseason. He averages 24 points per game for his career in 60 postseason games.
Yes.
I mean, the dude can play.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, and he's
not going to play well enough to come.
And he was 23, by the way, when that happened.
Peter, come on now. He's not going to play well enough to lead a team back from being down 3-1. And there's no Kyrie Irving for Kyrie Irving to lean on.
What I'm saying is Kyrie's not chicken feed.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Kyrie is a thigh. Very respectable part of the chicken. A delicious part of the chicken. Some people prefer the thigh over the breast. I'm a breast man. I like the breast.
I like the dark meat. I want
dark meat is wonderful.
No, he's the wing.
Kyrie is not a wing. Oh, wait.
Well, wings can be great, by the way.
Are we talking like
But if you
party
get-
wings
if
or
you-
like
if you get the-
whole wing?
If you go to Popeyes and get the wing, the breast, the leg, whatever. The wing's probably the worst.
Like a
part.
3-piece. You like a 3-piece.
It's the worst part.
Yeah, I don't even get the wing.
The wings.
I go
the
2
wings
thighs
at
and a
Popeye.
drum.
Yeah, the wings at the Popeyes or KFC or whatever. It's just like they're throwaways. They're not even.
Okay, I'll give him this. He can be the leg. LeBron be the breast. Kevin Love was probably the wing.
Yeah, probably. But I mean,
Kevin Love wasn't there that series. But yes, I like it.
I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
In terms of the big whatever. Yeah. Okay. Point being, I get, but to say that it's like that he'd be incapable. No, the guy can turn it on at the drop of a hat. Kyrie is weird enough to be somewhat impervious to mental.
His mental mind is different.
His mental mind is very different. So I don't put it past him to have a huge game tonight just out of nowhere and send this thing back to Boston. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Milwaukee finishes him off. Giannis is playing great. The rest of the team's playing great. I don't know how much Boston really likes each other. The numbers have been pretty bad overall, and hell, I mean, Kyrie shooting barely under 40% for the playoffs. So it's not like he's playing great. He's been 25% since game 1 in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad. So I have just a little thought that this dude he's different. He's made up differently, and wouldn't surprise me. I can't completely rule him out. I don't feel like he's a wild card, man. He's just a wild card.
He's not a wild card. He's like, you might be right. He's a wild card, but in this situation, you have to be a draw for a wild card. It's not enough to just be a wild card. You have to be a wild card with something extra on top. He's not that.
It's in the deck. I don't know. It's in the deck. And then got to find a lot more guys to play a lot better. And if they don't, if tonight they end up going fishing, oh boy, the changes. What happens in Boston now?
Because something's going to happen in Boston.
You talk about
they make moves.
You talk about another team. If they were to leave, if they said, look, Kyrie, just go sign somewhere else. We're done with you. You're a fruitcake. You're a weirdo. Just get the hell out of here.
Why would they say all of that?
Because he's a weirdo.
The earth is flat.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't have to go through all his spiel of stuff. I mean, he's talking about he should have taken 30 shots in the last game. He's guys off his rocker. But so let's say they just get rid of him for whatever reason. Let's say they don't say anything to him. They say, look, go have a great summer. We're not going to call you. We're not signing you. Go sign somewhere else. Bye. Would they then be a candidate for a certain Mike Conley? I don't know if you put the numbers together, but I mean, if they want to try to salvage something out of this core, they've still got a great core. They still got theoretically a good group, young-ish. I mean, their minds, I'm sure, would be focused on the Anthony Davis trade, but without Kyrie, what's Anthony Davis gonna,
I mean, what are you getting? What are you getting from that team?
What's the plan? I don't know. How much you have to give up? The price for Mike Conley would be a lot less than the price for Anthony Davis for a team that you've got pretty.
Would you have to take Gordon Hayward's salary?
Probably,
because you're probably going to have to have Gordon Hayward and Chandler Parsons on the same team. That's great. Those two together.
I've really not started delving into the possibilities of like what would happen if, but I don't know. I kind of. It's something that I think would have to come up in the discussion. And plus, you
maybe we can get our draft pick back.
Maybe you can convey that pick and they convey it right back to you and say, hey, but frankly, nobody seems to want the pick if it's 9 or no one went outside of about 3. I think people are just kind of like, I'm not so sure about this one, but that's on the docket. And then of course tonight too, the Rockets, man, they've played really well.
Mm-hmm.
They could have won each of the first 2 games in the series, and they won games 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is it inconceivable that they win tonight on the road? And
no,
it's not.
It's not inconceivable.
It's not.
That series is going to be fun. That series is fun.
That series is. It's a lot of personalities in that series. What is Clay? Clay said he walked out in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, why? I couldn't figure out why he would do something that way.
Said he didn't like it.
Oh, they're done.
If
They're
you're already
done.
going to be 2 hours in, you might as
They're
well
done.
stay the rest of
They're
it.
done. They're going to lose this series.
I mean, it's
What is he talking about? They're going to lose this series tonight. Walk out of Avengers Endgame. What the hell is wrong with you? You kidding me?
That's what he did, man. That's what he did.
Bum.
We
Trade him.
Oof.
I don't know how you play with a guy like that. I don't know how you play with Clay. I wouldn't give Clay the ball either if I was Kevin Durant. I just keep shooting. I can't trust your judgment, your basketball making judgment. Don't give me the wrap up finger.
We got to wrap it up, man. We got to get out of here. Coming up next, Middays with Eli and Eli. Have a good one. Thanks, Max. Thanks, me. Thanks, everybody else out there. Great stuff.
If you're like me, you want the bottom line. No fluff, no frills.